Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the 13th Dimension. To make this short, I'm sure you guys already know that Jeremy will not be joining us tonight as he is currently on his way out to Vermont for a paranormal project. So, who we have on instead for tonight, who will be helping me out, will be Ms. Adrienne Hart and Jan. So, let's get Adrienne on. Adrienne, good to see you.
Hi.
And Jan, good to have you on as well. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, really good. First time doing this without Jeremy, so it's a different feeling altogether.
If you want, I can run to the bedroom and I can get my eyeliner out and I can put a, beard and a goatee. And
Please don't. Please don't. I don't even have makeup on today. Please don't.
I'm just, well, no, I mean, I can look like Jeremy. I can't sound like Jeremy. I don't have the suave, flair like Jeremy, but I can do my best.
Be careful what you wish for, because I did find out that Jeremy was going to try to tune into the last couple of minutes of this. So I don't know how he would feel.
I can't. I have nothing to stroke. I'm lost without.
There we go. Sorry. Everybody share, please. I can't right this minute. We're dealing with some network issues and it's been fun. So how many people we got on right now, Nick?
We got about four of us. Three or four watchers so far, but that could probably increase over time.
Yeah, when we get some more, we'll figure out what we're doing.
What's up, Len?
Get the audience opinion. Don't paint a goatee on that beautiful face. Aw, that's sweet.
Len Dorman, actually, someone to work with.
But she froze, and she needs to fix it.
Yeah, technical difficulty already. Okay, now we
She's
got
way
about
up the country, guys. She's on the Santa Fe Trail, like it goes through her yard, literally.
Okay, now we got about 6 people watching, so it's definitely increasing.
So what we're gonna do tonight, and we're gonna see what the people want, what the audience wants. We're gonna do some readings tonight in between talking. I'm new at doing readings online. Am I nervous? Yes. I usually do them privately, and I'm not gonna say I'm an expert. Hell no, I'm not. But we'll do some readings later, whoever wants one. And we'll see how that goes.
So just to let you know, my internet completely blurred out.
Not allowed to do that.
Yes, well, Bill, we can see your comments. Yes, he was asking if anyone can see his comments. Did you say 6 people, sexy people watching? What? I have no idea.
Can you see my comments? Well, Bill, yes, we can see your comments, bud. Did you say 6 people or sexy people? You know what? They're all sexy. Anybody watching this is sexy.
Okay,
Robin,
so
you're a sweetheart.
What did you say that we were doing? I heard the reading.
Yeah, I just said at some point, whoever wants a reading, we'll do a reading in between. I let everybody know I'm very new at doing this on camera. I usually do it behind the scenes. So am I going to be right? I don't know. But if I am, I need the audience validation. If I'm not, I still need to know, hey, you're way off. That's how we learn.
Well, we're on the 13th Dimension tonight, and we're not doing our show. So, can we talk about really cool things with energy?
We can talk about anything we want to.
Yeah, I don't really have anything, in my head. So whatever works for you guys.
Well,
what's up, Kelly?
Let's talk about the fundamentals of energy, just the basics. I apologize. My 4-year-old is on a rant. She did not sleep. She has not been listening.
I love that baby.
She's crazy right now.
I love that baby.
Energy simply from even my daughter, she knows that I am wound up tight right now. I have a lot on my plate. So what is she doing? She's acting out. She feeds off of me, right? we feed off like the energy that we surround ourselves with, whether it's the people or whether it's an environment, and
I got
whether
you.
it's doing a card reading. Abby, you have 5 seconds to stop.
Abby, I love you, baby.
We got one person here that would like a reading. Kelly.
I got you, Kelly.
I would apologize for her, but there is no apologizing for a child. There's just
No, she's amazing. She's amazing.
She's from the UK. Okay.
I love her.
All right, give me a second. I am going to try to distract her.
Evelina. So you guys have to know, I've got her other counterpart here, her son. She's only got her daughter at home right now till our wedding, and then she's gonna come here, and I get to see my baby too. I was at her house last weekend and took the boy home. We've kind of swapped kids for a minute. She's got my oldest, and I've got Nate, her youngest boy. So it's like, yeah, we got this. This boy that she sent home with me, I needed him. I don't know that he needed me so much, but I needed him. And he has done everything he should have done. And he knew nothing about what I needed, but he did it. And so he's still here doing every bit of it.
Okay, I got her. Well, that goes with the whole energy thing that we were talking about, the connection between you and Nate. There's no bloodline. There's just energy. There's just this special bond, this special connection. And that goes with tarot readings. You connect with the energy that's around you, that's connecting you to the person, like time, distance. It doesn't matter whether it's fast forwarding or rewinding or energy's repeating. Energy's amazing.
Jan,
yeah.
Can we do this? You're good at tarot.
What's up, Jill?
Can we do this? I do the reading off of just me. You do the reading off the cards and the energy that you have. Can we do that?
I would love to say yes, but I did not prep.
Well, you better go sit your bare ass out on the ground and ground yourself and come on.
No, no. It takes prepping for me. It's a lot of grounding, and I have never read anybody. I don't just read anybody like you. It's weird.
I can try. That's not saying I'm right. And everybody that's on this show,
it's not that I'm.
I'm putting this disclaimer
out. It's not that I'm afraid of being wrong. It's not that I'm afraid of being wrong. It's the truth that I deliver is a hard reality, and I don't want to do that on a live broadcast. And there's no stopping it. Like when I read cards, I will pull stuff that will.
Then people then that disclaimer needs to be out there.
Adrienne?
No, that disclaimer needs to be out there. This is a cold hard reading. This is the truth.
I will do it on another show. I'll do it on another show, but I just can't tonight.
All right, that's fine.
I mean, I got too much going on. I don't have
I know you do. So as far as me, I'm putting it out there. Everybody that's on this show knows I don't do this. This is not something I've done on the air. Whether I can do it on the air, I don't know. This is something new.
I'll help you.
I can do pictures of people and try to get a reading off the pictures. I can answer questions most of the time. But am I going to be right 100%? Hell no, I'm not. And I need whoever I do the reading for to tell me the truth. If I'm wrong, tell me the truth. Because that doesn't mean maybe it's somebody else coming through. And it's somebody else on the stream. And, we need to know this. This is how you learn. This is my first time trying it. So why not with people I know? Let's do it. Kelly,
Yeah, Kelly was the first who asked.
Do you have a question you want answered or a picture? I don't do cards.
Oh,
That's Jam.
cards, yeah.
I just do energy readings.
Oh yeah, Jen's spot
Jen
on with
is
that.
absolutely wonderful.
Yep.
Jen,
He is.
I wish she could read for us tonight, but she was not prepared for us to say, "Hey, come on."
Kind of
Um,
like me.
right. Jennifer is actually she. If you guys want a really good reading from her, she has her new website up on her. She's got the pin up on her page. Go to it. Um, she's awesome. Uh, I have, yeah, there is no doubt. Um,
So so
I can
what's it
answer
like?
her.
What's it like reading a picture? See now, I guess because I always want to learn from everybody. I don't know. Like I see
Oh, I thought you were Jennifer. I'm sorry.
see Jen. I don't know. Like I think she finally gets it. But I see energy so completely different, and I work with energy so completely
You
different,
do.
and I filter it so completely
There's
different that
no way I can do what you
you
do.
can right. You can hand me a picture, and I'd be like, it's a picture.
Yeah.
I might be able to pick up on the emotion, the facial expression,
Mhm.
the this, the that.
Right.
But if that energy wants to connect with me,
It's going to.
it's
Exactly.
going to. And that's why I can't do like what Jen does. I can't do like Michael does. I can't.
Kelly, do you have
I
a
can't
question?
do
Is there
that.
something you want to know? I'll try. Actually, the way I read pictures, and it's really strange because somebody, and I don't know if that person wants to even say who they are, but somebody taught me. The other person that taught me has no choice to say who they are because I'm going to say it anyway. But
Thanks, Jeremy.
somebody taught me to just do. And the first time that this ever happened was a picture I read, and I was very new at this. I mean, first time. Let's be honest, first day. I saw this picture, and I was told the first thing that comes to your mind, just do it. I did. Some of it made sense, some didn't. Okay. I went and took a nap before work because I was working graveyards. Um, and I kept hearing the words, and it's not actually hearing. I don't know if any of y'all will understand this besides the ones that do this, but it's not really hearing. It's getting those words in your head, and you know they are not yours. You, and the words that were coming into my head were, "I'm not there. I'm not there." And I'm like, this, what the hell? This is stupid. But I said it anyway. I asked, um, what about Nick?
This is a question for me.
He's drawing the spirits towards you through energy work. So anyway, I said it and it did make sense. And then after that, I went on a location with Jan, and she was crossing somebody over, which she's worked with energy all of her life. She doesn't have a choice whether I say her name or not. Um, she did something that opened me up, and it's been balls out ever since.
For 2 years now, we've been on this roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Well, see,
So,
that's,
yeah.
can I hold on? Can I answer? Can I answer the question about Nick,
Yeah.
Jill? Like I love this question because I do believe, in my point of view, if I can answer on mine, the way I see Nick as he sees the reality side of the paranormal. You have paranormal, and then you have the reality side of it, and Nick likes to get his hands dirty and into the reality side of it, and I think that feeds the energy around him. So I think he is drawn specifically to certain things because that's the type of energy he puts out, and the energy is pulling him towards those things, that those truth, the uncovering, the digging, the mystery, the connection, the pattern, the way things flow. I love you, Nick, and that's just the way I see you. I see this brilliant mind putting everything together.
That's pretty much exactly how I kind of see it. So it's funny you brought that up, and for me, it's also and very similarly, it's exactly the same way. But I also would say I also really go like between the history of places and stuff like that, and I can basically get an image of certain events that may have took place at a certain location. So yeah, there's a lot of digging for me. So I definitely believe that we all have some type of ability.
We do, we very much do, and I just, and I'll bring up the side of the fact it's the way that your brain works too. That
Right,
that that real side, that it's black and it's white. You don't sit there and go, well, maybe. You go, no, this is what it is. And I love
right,
that definitive about you. And you're right. And that's what's amazing. You go with that sixth sense gut that leads you right where you are.
Kelly,
exactly.
Nick, can you put Kelly's last comment up? I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
this
this.
is what I had it up
Yeah,
before.
I'm gonna try this. Is there a Janine somewhere? Does that mean anything to you? Did your Nan die in a nursing home or alone? Like nobody's sitting right beside her? Something about a table. I don't know if it's a coffee table. I don't know if it's like behind a couch table, like one of those taller ones. But there's something square on it, like maybe a jewelry box or some kind of a box. There's something in it. I don't know if it means something to you. I don't know if you're going to know what it is, but that's what she's showing me is that little box. I promise you, she's okay. She absolutely is okay.
Oh God, please don't.
What happened there?
I I have no idea. I, I don't know if she lost connection or what. All right,
No,
nope,
she didn't.
nope, she's back.
She muted herself
I was
because
I was
she had a
losing
baby.
connection.
Jill, I
Oh
can't
no,
see what you asked. Nick, if you can see what Jill asked of me, I can try. I missed that comment. All I could see was Kelly's.
Um, I'm
Kelly.
she didn't really ask, but she said this was
Okay,
her most recent comment.
okay. I
Okay,
was
Kelly, I got a
asking her to
question
ask
for you.
something.
I with your Nan, I see a dove.
Good job. Thank you, Jim.
I think we lost her. She's frozen.
She'll come back on. I'm
Yeah.
just glad she chimed in because she usually does not help with this. I'm glad she did.
Can you see my picture well enough to read? Not sure what he means
These
by that.
comments are
Look,
about to make me mad. Can you see my picture well enough to read? Bill, um, Nick, can you put it up? I can't see his picture.
um, not sure
Okay,
how do you like to share it or oh, and we just lost Jan.
She'll be back. She is so far out in the country. When I tell you she's on the Santa Fe Trail, it goes through her yard. It is the most intense feeling you will ever feel. I love that place. Enoch, how you
Not.
doing?
And Jill said she agrees with you on the reading.
Jill,
Now
thank you.
Kelly got back. She said no. I think it was in regards to one of the questions that
I don't
you
know
were
which one.
asking for. Yeah. Same with me. It helps. I see a picture of someone or a name I focus on. Okay, now let me try to get
Right, Jill.
Wild Bill's picture. Hang on one second. So while we're waiting for Jan to. Oh wait, nope. Wait, she's back. Here she is.
so this is how the energy works on my end. I do apologize.
I did tell him the Santa Fe Trail runs right through your flipping house.
Oh yes, it does. The El Camino Rio. Absolutely. I have weird stuff happen here all the time. But did you hear the comment about the dove?
So you're cutting out again. It's not letting you say that comment.
Yeah, it just seems kind of bizarre.
Okay, Kelly, she was
And her,
on her own. She died by herself. Okay. You don't know. Is that what you were saying no about? Was the little box on a table?
Okay, a dove.
That's what I keep seeing.
damn, froze again. Yep.
Oh no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no!
go
I
put
have a
the
solution to this problem.
If you can pull
I
up
have,
Wild Bill's picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Give me 1 second
All
here.
right, awesome.
Like his current picture he's got, or okay. All right, hang on 1 second while Bill getting your picture up now. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Adrienne to get back. Yeah, whoever's things right now says
okay,
dove. I see her as a dove.
I can't say it because if when I go to say it, it
It
literally
freezes.
blurts out on me every single time. So I might as well just go ahead and type it in the comments if that's the way
Yeah.
that the energy be.
Yeah.
I will work
What's
my
going
way around all of this.
What's going on, Brad? In fact, actually, again, who is Things Network right now? Is that Jeremy or I don't know who that
No,
is,
that's me.
but
That's me.
that's you. That's you. Okay, I didn't
Yes.
realize that. Okay,
Yeah, because every time. You know what, Nick? We have somebody to help us with this problem with the whole energy thing.
who would
I'm
that be?
gonna. You'll see here in a second.
Okay, you're kind of freezing up again. Not in Facebook jail. Jill's saying I'm getting getting tingles everywhere where I'm picking up. She's coming through, so ask her question to her. I'll listen. Is that Kelly that Jill's asking about, or
I think so.
okay? Now Kelly said on the first anniversary when Nan's death, I had a white dove appear in my back garden.
Yeah, that was her. That was her coming by. That was her. Jen's jumping on with us, Adrienne.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
That's
Oh, here she is. Yeah, here she is. Hey, Jen.
Hello.
Poor Nick.
See ya.
Okay, Adrienne. You got this. Okay, but I'm going to do a little bit of read into your energy right now, into what I was feeling while I was watching. Because I know that this is the first time that you've tried to do it live, correct?
Mhm.
And here's the word that keeps coming through. Trust. What's going to happen is if somebody tells you that something is not right, which they definitely should, because that's how we learn, right?
Right.
Is I feel like you are going to know in that moment what you didn't trust. Chances are you had the information in your mind, but you didn't spit it out.
Mhm.
And that's because we don't want to be wrong, but sometimes we are.
Yeah.
Spirit is never wrong, though. Okay, it's in our translation, so it's okay. Like, be gentle with yourself. I was so excited to see that you're doing this, and you can do this. You can.
We'll see.
You can. I'm gonna just sit here for support, and then maybe I'll jump in every once in a while. Hello, Brad.
Who asked?
What's going on,
Joshua.
Chantel?
I was talking
Hey,
about
Joshua.
Beyonce. In the living room,
So-
if that's what you're asking.
So Kelly, I do. I see a dove. Whether it's when you look over and somebody might have feathers on that resemble, a dove color, whether it's you see dove feathers, whether it's I see a dove pin for some reason, like a pin, like a brooch. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like something's going to come across your path with this brooch. She's a dove, which means
Joshua, thank you.
she's at peace. You know,
Thank you, Joshua.
ravens and hummingbirds are pretty cool birds
Yeah.
and messengers.
Did we ever find Wild Bill's picture?
Yeah. Now, were you talking about his current picture that he has right now, or just to be clear?
I don't know what picture he wanted me to read.
Yeah, that was my. I was trying to figure out. As I was searching, I'm like thinking, wait a second, which photo was he asking me to show? Because
all right, Bill.
I don't have a clue.
Let me know. Oh,
But
profile picture. Okay, got it.
Oh, it's current
You can do
profile.
it
All right.
without a picture.
Let
You
me
can
do that.
it without a
All right.
picture, Adrienne.
All right. So then, what I'm going to do then is should I just share the screen just to make it easier?
Go right ahead.
Okay. All right. Oh, shit. Hang on. I'm having some issue here. A second. Sometimes even.
People watch now on Facebook today, where you can actually watch the same video in a messenger, like conversation with somebody. So, like, I could call, say, you, Nick, and we could watch the same YouTube video.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Now I got it.
You got it?
Well, at least I'm trying to. I don't know what. Oh wait, no, wait. We got yeah. Here we go. Now, can you
I
guys
can pull it up too.
you guys see his current profile pic right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I feel like you and Bill, I don't talk to you on a daily basis. I feel like you've dealt with something dark in the last month. Somebody named Candace. Does that mean anything to you? I don't even know where that came from. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Whatever it is you've dealt with in the last month is not going away, whether it's residual or whether it's just the remnants of it. Not necessarily paranormal, but something that just won't go away. It's whoever this Candace is, I don't know, but she keeps saying, do it. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what you're thinking about doing, but she says, do it. I don't even know if that's going to help, but that's just, and I don't know if this is one coming through just for you or if this is a bunch. This is all new to me. So if that means something to you, let me know. If it doesn't, please let me know. I would much rather these are all friends here. Let's all be honest, and we all learn that way.
Right.
Jan, what do you get?
I'm actually just kind of here for support. I wasn't trying to. You guys were talking about energy earlier, and so I wasn't trying to interrupt like what was going on. So I'm just kind of watching for comments. So he says close.
I don't think it's the name Candace. I think it's can't do this.
Okay.
I think it's the feeling of can't do this.
I'll go with that completely.
There's a lot of doubt. And I will say this, the devil plays with doubt. Not only does the devil like idle hands, but the devil plays with doubt. And when you have the doubt and the seed's been planted, you need to uproot that seed of that weed right now and remove the doubt. You can do this. So this can't do this that I'm hearing, which is actually pretty close to Candace. I was in there going, wow, that was like really close. You can do this. Absolutely. But Adrienne's definitely right with the message. I do think that there's something that you came across recently, and it might even be more recently than just the past month.
Yeah,
if
that's
it's,
all I can
if it's
get.
not that recent, the energy on you is reading that it was that recent.
And this is exactly, Bill, thank you. That's exactly what I need is honesty. And
Awesome.
this is going to be, most of these people that are on here also watch our show, also watch Jeremy and I, Nick, and this is, you're going to get to see. Most people don't open up and let you see from the ground up, learning from the ground up, being wrong, and then getting to where, you know, you're actually decent at it, helping people. I'm willing to do that. It's this is what we're about. Jan and I's show is about, let's be honest here, honesty. You know, this is how you grow. This is how you learn. This is what's going on.
Can somebody pin Jill Jade's comment? I can barely
Yeah.
see it for some reason.
I
I
was just going to that comment because she's 100% right. That's what it takes. I heard somebody said to me the other day, it was another medium that said, bathe in the uncertainty.
yes.
Embrace it, and just go with it. It takes so long. There are still times I have to consciously remind myself, bathe in it. It's okay. That's what it is. And that's going to help you get a little bit more clarity as you go. You're doing awesome, you guys, though. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you for being on here and doing that.
Just as long as I have you two to ground me, I don't get sucked into the nether regions of where we don't want to discuss, I'm perfectly fine.
Kelly.
So I would like to throw something in.
Kelly. Okay.
So as you guys were talking about that, I was feeling that possibly that there had been that. So I feel like you were both right in a way, okay? Because I feel like this has been a problem that's been ongoing for a long time, but possibly I'm feeling an uptick or a spike in it recently. So you're both right.
See, and I want to touch upon something that you said because you're very right. You know, bathe in the uncertainty. You know, when you have faith in yourself and you have faith in your light, and this is what we touch upon on our show. When you have faith in yourself and you have your own light and you can shine that light and you love yourself, that doubt's never going to play a factor in it. So, Bill, you know, with that something dark, I'm telling you right here, right now, you're going to need to dig deep into yourself and have the faith in you that God has. God has all the faith you need. So you need to believe that you can hold that love and you are worthy of that love to absolutely 110%, not succumb to what is being delivered to you. Because this is going to this is going to feed.
Pin Kelly's comment for a minute.
Yep.
Not that one.
Oh, the one before that? Okay, hang on one second. Here we go. Is this the one?
That. We don't need to, Kelly. She's there. And she wants you to hear her. She
also wants you to speak to her. You can tell her that very same thing.
Yeah.
And it's actually once you learn that you can speak to spirit, it's so empowering, right? You don't need to go through a medium. Absolutely nobody does. It's something that everybody can do. So I would encourage you like to take that time. I would encourage you to talk to your nan and to tell her how, and not just that granddad is fine, but talk to her. I feel like maybe that was something you guys did a lot. Like you had these conversations, like still have those with her. Okay.
I think she still has them inside of her head. And when you have those conversations inside of your head, you're connecting with them. They hear you. They have no boundaries. Does that make sense? So when you want, like, I agree with Jen. I'm sorry. See, this is what happens when I get together with Jen.
This is what happens when you get 3 mediums on a show. And when you have one, it's probably a closet medium.
Right.
I don't want to say it.
Bill.
Yep.
You're looking handsome tonight.
Nick.
And we're here if you ever want to step out of that, safety. You got three. It's like Charlie's Angels right here. We can just be Nick's mediums.
Oh my God. When Nick needs to come out of the closet.
No, but and that's one of the things. Like when we started this, I said, energy has no time. It has no concept of what we have. We have as restrictions. Energy has no restriction. It's amazing. It's beautiful and dangerous that way.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Brad.
Yeah, so Kelly, just like verbalize those conversations. You can say it out loud, and sometimes, no, I'm not even gonna say sometimes. The majority of the time, it feels silly until you get used to it, until you understand what that communication is. It does. It feels silly, but I do it all the time. It's like Jan has talked about before about writing. So writing in the spoken word has so much power. It's incredible power. You can say it in your head all day long. There's something about verbalizing it that brings it to life. And it's the same as writing things down. So those two things I would encourage you to do for that communication, verbalize or write. And Jan, she can't stand it. She's got something going on.
Kelly sent postcards. I know this sounds crazy and I know this sounds weird. Adrienne had mentioned a nursing home and you said that your nan died in the hospital. And this is something for anybody to do. If you feel like you need to have a conversation, just sit down, get a nursing home address book out and write a postcard and just say, hey, you know what? Things are going great here. Hope all is doing well. And just put to like resident 123. You have no idea who that resident is. They have no idea who you are, but they're excited to get a postcard. And you're passing that love that you have for your nan on to somebody else who may not have that love. Energy is always giving. If you give, you receive. Writing is an amazing tool, whether you share it or not, whether you write it down in a journal or whether you publish it online, whether you share it with a few people or you burn it. Right.
That's such an awesome idea. Like postcards. I'm going to remember that. I like that.
Now, this is an interesting comment that Jill said. Standing with you when you pick her up in your head. So just speak, say what do you want to say. She listens and hears, just so you know that, Kelly. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Talk to my son.
Time is a human concept. Time is a human concept when you transcend the human word and go to the energy world. Time no longer restricts you.
Yeah, and that's absolutely correct. You have no restrictions. It's our physical body, right, that has those barriers. We don't have time. There are no time restrictions. There are no space restrictions. There are no barriers at all. There are no language barriers. There are no like if somebody, let's say somebody couldn't speak or had learning disabilities, those barriers are no longer there. We can communicate. All barriers go away.
It's interesting, with barriers and we say the human body, and I agree. The human body definitely restricts our energy. And can you imagine how amazing that is when you think about energy and we literally function off of it? Our body runs off of energy and it leaves us when we go. When it's done, it's done. The amount of energy that surges through us is just mind-boggling what our bodies can handle and take. And what I've learned is your body is the coolest natural producer of the energy that you truly need in your life. So if you truly change your energy, that energy definitely comes to you. I've also found that my body can also be used to transcend my energy. I'm able to come back to my body. I'm able to travel to places and times that the body would restrict. It's like almost, I want to say our body is an anchor. And it's just anchoring us here. And we can learn how to do those things. And I do believe at one point in time as humans, we had the capability of doing those things. But we have to get back to empathy before we can get back to anything else, because that's our one basic connection that we've lost.
Love. Yeah, you're right. It's and all of the connecting. People sometimes ask, like we talk all about, right, the chakras and all the energy fields, and they really have nothing to do with reading except for one, and that's the heart. Really, because you have to open your heart before you can do any of this, because that energy is pure love. I promise you that. It's amazing when you can feel it, and once you grasp that this really is where your power comes from. It comes from right here. It's great. We want to have all of our energy like balanced, and we want to have all those fields open, right? But really where it comes from is here. It doesn't come from, I always tell people, it doesn't come from the head. Like the energy is just ridiculous, but it comes through here.
Yeah, and this is why we realized we're not doing this. I am nowhere near ready for this.
Oh, you're not doing it?
Oh no. I don't know who it was that came through, but we're not doing this tonight.
I was gonna say, because there's a couple more opportunities on here.
There is.
Yeah.
I just need to separate the whatever it is.
So
Okay.
here's a good learning opportunity. For any medium out there or anybody that can't just connect with somebody. I'm going to teach you a very simple trick. Okay. I have my feet up on the ground, and watch when I do this, I'm going to pull Adrienne in, and I'm going to ground her, and I'm going to center her. No, I'm serious. It's really cool. All you do is you take your right hand, you place it over your core. You take your left hand and you place it over. And then you take your right foot, put it down, your left foot, and take 3 deep breaths. And with those deep breaths, all you do is you pull in the positivity and you push out the negativity, and you create your circle. You ready, Adrienne?
Sure.
Hands over your solar plex. Jen's laughing.
No, I'll tell you the story afterwards. I'll tell you why I'm giggling over here.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
And then
Okay, let's do this.
Okay. I want to tell you, but I've got to tell you what I saw in my head as you were doing that. So that was super interesting to me, because what I saw was a circle. I see this coming full circle because I have done that for Jan before. Now I see Jan is doing it for Adrienne. I feel the next time this needs done, Adrienne's going to be doing this for me. Like I saw this circle
Cool.
this happening.
Well,
So as you were doing that, it was taking me back to when I did that for you.
this may
Right.
not be
And I was seeing this circle. Yeah.
this may not be Jan and I show, but we're gonna do this anyway. So Jan and I are pretty honest with everything that happens. That's the way we are. Last weekend I went through a midlife crisis that I hope nobody ever has to go through ever.
Thank you.
I panicked over finances. I panicked over everything. And I packed up the car and took off. Stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid. But you know what? When I ended up where I was supposed to be, Jen had to ground me. It was like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is why I did this, and it's time to go back and face reality and do this right.
But what's interesting is let's get down to the groundwork. We sit here and we talk about reading people. I mean, I had already told Jen like months before. I'm like, Adrienne's gonna end up here. And Jen's like,
Jennifer knew this a long time ago.
yep. Like you want to talk about reading energy, like
And it had to play out. I had to do it.
So that's what you need to know is for those of us in your circle, we were not surprised. We've been expecting this. And if you could see the conversations with me and Janet, was like, okay, it's starting. I got you. You got me. We both got Adrienne, and it was support and it was love the whole entire way. Because
yeah.
I know in conversations of this previously, I believe I've told you this, and Jan has told you this as well. The journey is going to lead you to the answers. So if you have to take the journey, you have to take the journey. Nobody's going to tell you no. Nobody's going to tell you yes, including spirit. They're going to let you find your own. That requires that journey. Even if like Jan and I are gritting our teeth, like what the hell is happening? We're allowing you your journey, and we're loving you on the way, because at the end of that, you're going to find those answers for yourself. And so I know we're kind of giggling about it, but
oh, it's funny now. It's funny. I was calling Jen.
Amazing.
I am almost 50 fucking years old. Why am I like a ping pong ball? I don't know where the fuck I belong. What the hell is going on? And I was that way till I got there. And then it was like, okay.
Yeah, I love sometimes I love being on the other end and handing somebody the map and seeing how they decipher the map. And I remember telling both of you, Nick, you're going to get a good laugh out of this. I was like, yep, energy's going to do something. The energy is just going to kick her straight
Nick
in the
only
ass.
knows the me that's very
No, look at him laugh. Like he gets
it.
Like you get it, right? With Adrienne, she's just so stubborn.
Yeah, exactly.
She's just like, hey, I'm here. Hey, are you listening? Okay, you know what? Never mind. Whack. And we all see coming from a mile away. We're like, love you. Like
that's how it happens. That's how it happens. Like I promise you, you're not picking up the subtle sign.
Right.
You will get the power sign eventually.
And we're all that way. We refuse change. Like change is like we just
right. That's a human.
It's just
yeah.
And there's a point in life, and whether it's 40 or almost 50, we realize, look, this is our last shot. Whatever we've done in the past, whatever we've, let go in the past, whatever, this is our last shot at life.
No, it's not. I got a bottle of Jack in my office back there.
There's never a last shot where Jack.
There's never a last shot when I'm around.
So there's that midlife crisis. Joshua, tell me what you want to know, bud. We got
he asked a question earlier. Yeah, this is it.
Show me.
We were doing readings. If so, any messages from his brother?
Joshua, the other two can do better than I can. Do you have a picture of your brother? I do better with pictures.
Keep living, bro.
While we're waiting for him, Kelly had another question.
Did Nan know that she was going to die? Absolutely. Yeah. They know for a year or more before. Yes, she did.
But I do want to say with that, I do want to let you know that yes, she did know, but I'm telling you, she's letting me know that she was at peace with that. It's for some reason it's important that you know that she was at peace with that.
Josh, your brother's still living, isn't he?
I'm 66. I use rum or tequila here. Where was? Okay, who? There was somebody. It's not stubborn, it's worry. Joshua, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
I got past that. We're past that. And you know what's funny? I'm going to tell a little story here while we're waiting on the picture. 40, 50. Hell, I'm 68 this year. No midlife crisis yet. Thank God, because this is not funny. It is not. It is now, but it was not. It's like your mind's doing a ping pong ball and you belong nowhere.
Josh said he can't send a picture in here.
Can you send it to me personally, Josh? But yes, I'm going to tell a little story here.
I don't know. There's somebody on here that's really, hold on. There's somebody on here that's actually really worried about a living brother.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and put it up there, guys.
That's you.
I'm just filling in the time. Go ahead and do this, guys. Everybody knows I'm an open book, so it happened for a reason. The reason ended up being that I've never been as close to any parents as I have his mom and dad. We actually get the opportunity to take care of them, move in their home with them, and take care of them until they're gone. We promised him we'd do that, and that's exactly what we're going to do. From what I'm understanding and messages I'm
getting, Adrienne, I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you for 1 second? I got to ask Brad a question because I'm sitting here. I know you guys are waiting for the picture.
Josh.
Or Joshua, yeah. Josh. Sorry. I feel like, okay, I would like to know if this is your brother, because I do feel a male presence around me. And what I'm feeling with him is I feel like that this is a fairly recent death. Now, we were just talking about there not being time. So when we say that, since there's no time frame, I feel 1 to 5 years, maybe. I also feel like that this was an accident. This happened pretty quickly. And I'm just wondering if you can validate that for me. And if you can, then we'll join forces and we'll go forward.
And maybe that, I don't know, maybe maybe it is a recent death, but I feel like this person was definitely very much an alive person. And maybe that's what I'm getting, is that they live to the utmost type of alive. If that makes any sense.
Joshua, send it to me if you can.
Yeah, well, Bill here says, Josh, Messenger definitely would be the best way to send it, because you can't really send photographs through the comments here. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you pin a comment from Joshua?
Oh my God, Kathleen, I'm so sorry.
So I can stay connected with him, please?
Yeah, this is his most recent comment.
Thank you. So I'm just going to wait just a second.
Oh, he sent it to you, Adrienne.
Kathleen,
yes. Absolutely.
I don't know if Joshua even heard any of what I said. Because
he did.
Oh, he did? Maybe he was sending a picture. Okay.
Kathleen, can you put Kathleen's message
Yeah,
up there,
I just have that up. I wanted to wait until you guys wanted to see it.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Other people believe differently, and whatever it is fine. I think that they can do whatever they want until their funeral. Then they choose whether they go or come, go or stay here. They can come back and visit anytime they want to. That's how I feel. He knows you're not at ease right now with any of this. He's just trying to show you that you're okay, that he's there, that he's not leaving you. And I feel like he's not going to leave you till you're gone. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know how old you are, but I know he's there. Talk to him. Let him know. You know he's doing it. Talk to him. You can communicate with him better than anyone else can. Talk to him.
See, that was beautiful. Mm-hmm. Absolutely beautiful. And here's the thing, that I feel the very same as you, Adrienne. And I do know that Spirit seems to be around a lot, right? A lot, right after their passing. And so that's completely normal, I guess, is what I want to tell you, that's normal. That they will do that, and they are. Adrienne's absolutely right. He's just letting you with love. He's just kind of letting you in on some of the transition is kind of what I feel like, letting you know what he's still there, so you know what his energy feels like in the afterlife, right? So you'll always be able to connect to that.
Got it.
You know, it's interesting. Yeah, I wanna say something about, when somebody dies. In losing people in my life, I probably react to death a little bit different than most people, because I understand that when we die, the energy becomes part of this huge ball. and we're all connected. So when I live my life, I'm not only living just my life, but because I've carried my dad's love with me, because I've carried my son's love with me, and because I carry all that love with me, they will forever be with me. So I don't think it's moving
They
on,
are.
okay, to transform into something else, but that energy never changes because that love is there.
Right.
Yeah.
Once something is created, it cannot be destroyed. It can only be changed. And that's what somebody needs. That's what everybody needs to understand. And death is beautiful in a sense that when we do transcend into death and we become part of the energy, we are so free and we are able to love in the most purest form that there is. And when we pull deep down inside of ourselves, we realize that we're still connected to that, and that love grows inside of us as well. We are all connected that way. So whether you are living, whether you have passed, we're all still energy. I can't describe it. It's like we're all one. It's just one big ball. It's just how it's created and made. And it's up to you to do what you want with it. So if you want to grieve and feel loss all the time, then that's what that person is going to feel. So instead, I choose to say, you know what? I'm going to just celebrate. I laugh about my son every day. I laugh. I find something. I talk out loud to him. I pick on him about it, whether it's something his sister did, his brother did, or whatnot, or just a song I hear. I choose to love him. There was no, well, I loved him. No, I love him like till the day I die. I loved people until the day I die. And hopefully the day that I die, my love was enough that they will continue to love me until the day that they die. And it just gets carried on.
Joshua, send me that, please.
Oh,
What I'm
okay.
getting, Kelly,
So,
I thought it was Kelly's family this whole time that was doing this. It's not. It's Joshua's brother. And Kelly,
oh, so you have a link with him?
I guess so, because it.
Okay. I'm going to let you do it then.
I really don't know too much. I feel like, and this is something maybe he'll understand. I don't know, but I feel like in his last years he was never happy. I don't know how he died. I can't do that yet. I just feel like he wasn't happy. I don't know why. Maybe he was sick. Maybe he was hurting. I don't know. But he's who I'm feeling. And I really don't understand why. Joshua, you might. I don't. I've known you for a while. Maybe that's a link. I don't know. And what Jan was saying about her son, she's not kidding. This boy, he was autistic. When I came into Jan's life, he came into mine. Every time I go to her house, she's got the urn there. And when I go to leave, when I come in, I say hi to him. When I go, yep, that's it. When I go to leave, I touch him, say, you can stay here with Mama, you can go with me. Let's go. I had his brother. He went with me this time. He goes back and forth anytime he damn well pleases. That's just how it works.
You know, we give birth to share. We share our children.
Yeah.
We don't give birth to say, we give birth to preserve obviously our genetic line and our belief system. But ultimately we share them with the world. And that's another thing is in death, it doesn't matter that, I mean, I still share my son's love. You know, I still share the love that I was taught. And by doing that, you know, it keeps their spirits alive in a healthy way, in a generous way. And I think I agree with Wild Bill. I don't ever mourn anybody. I rejoice in their death and in the fact that they're free and that they get to be a part of something that I can't wait to be a part of. Like, I will wait until my time, obviously, because obviously there's things that I have to do. Lord help me when I get there, Jen. I'm coming and knocking on your door first.
Knocking hell. going right in her bedroom going,
Yeah.
hey.
Right.
You know what I'm going to do, Nick? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to Jen. You know, the day that I go, because I know I'm probably going to go before Jen.
Joshua all taken.
Jen's going to be sitting there. She's going to sit straight up. And I'm going to start turning on all of her lamps for her.
You are so
That already does that with one lamp. We can't do that. We have to find something new.
You'll be busy for a while.
Okay, let's go back here for a minute.
For
I'm only getting a little bit, but I do believe someone else is going to get a little more than I am. This lady has been with us for a long time. Let me find her. Joanne. Is there the only thing I can get, and I know the other girls can get more than I can. Is there something on your headboard, your nightstand, your somewhere in your bedroom that's a little animal of some sort? I don't know what it is. That's what I'm seeing. A little animal that almost looks like a little rain animal. I don't know.
Joanne, hold on. Put your feet on the ground. Take a couple of deep breaths then, because you're spinning. You're searching for something, and you're searching for something specific, and you don't know what you're searching for. So you're reaching out and you're trying to grasp at a certain straw, and you don't know what straw it is.
Yeah,
and
I was there last weekend.
it's gonna be okay.
Do to him. Oh God.
That's what I hear. It's just that it's gonna be okay. Listen, I'm gonna go up to Nick and I'm gonna give him the biggest wet willy.
you know what? I'd rather deal with that than what Brad is.
I know what
I
Brad.
already know it is.
Yeah, I do too.
It's either that or I'm just gonna walk up
And I
behind
won't torture you with it right now.
you, stick it in your mouth. You know.
Joanne honestly needs grounding. She needs, I felt that for a long time out of her. She needs grounding.
Joanne, come see me after the show. See me after the show. I'll ground you.
Yeah, I can't do that for her. I wish I could. I that's not my specialty. I can't.
Grounding is something I think every human being should do. You know, I don't care what faith you have. I mean, I don't care what you believe. I mean, everybody grounds, whether you're Catholic or you're Buddhist. You ground. You ground. You have to center yourself, and you have to balance.
Tell you what, Joshua's brother and I are going to have a talk after the show. Joshua, was he?
Jim's picking up something, and it's funny because it's.
I'm just listening. I'm letting you ladies do your thing, and I'm just.
No, please. You know what you're doing. The rest of us are winging it.
Don't even think about it a while, Bill.
I'm watching the comments, and I'm feeling into how like you guys are feeling about it as well. So, yeah, you're doing awesome. But see, you know what you're doing too. That's what I'm trying to show you here.
Me?
Both of you. Her.
Okay.
Joshua.
I'm talking about.
You know, like, how did they do this on old TV shows? Like, I can't figure out the damn like to save my soul. Like, up here we have Adrienne, and over here we have Jen, and in this corner we have Nick. Look, I'm voguing. You know, like.
Okay, do you want to know what was on my mind? Are you ladies done?
Yes, ma'am.
My energy is going to Nick. I'm going to pick on Nick for a minute, and I don't know why it's headed that direction.
Thank you.
But it is. So, and I wanted to ask you a question when we were in the middle of stuff, but this actually has to do with, earlier I called you a closet medium. I was halfway being a smartass, but I really do feel like I need to call you out on it. Like I'm hearing this, like you can chime in too, because you can do this too. And for whatever reason it is, I'm feeling some hesitation on your end to really delve in. And you don't have to, like, people don't have to open up and do this the way that we do this. I don't know if you have had a real curiosity about it lately, but what's funny is I also feel the skeptic side with you. I kind of feel like I don't know what this is when it comes to the mediumship and to the talking with the spirits. That might also be just some of the self-doubt that we were talking about. So I guess what I feel like I need to say to you is that if you want to do this, you 100% have the ability. Your spirit guides are 100% behind you, and you will kick ass at this. So if it's something that you want to do, but I feel conflicted when it comes to you. I feel like you know this, but I feel like you're also you're like two extremes.
Right. Yeah.
Battling each other on this issue in your own mind.
Is it the solid confirmation? Nick, is and this is something, because as mediums, we tend, I can't even say I'm a medium. I work with energy, and I understand that if you can't touch it and it's not tangible, it's hard to believe and see. But when you're a medium, you feel like you're crazy. Like you're like, no, this isn't really just happening. So you just
Right.
push it off. Like you're sitting there and you're like, am I daydreaming or is this really happening? Like, oh,
I finally lost my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I threw noodles at somebody. You know, Jen, I'm picking on you all night tonight because I like love you like so much. But is that what it is, Nick? Is it because you want to prove that it's there?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it just, I think that's what exactly how I've been feeling in a way. So it's just that determination, I guess, for lack of a better term.
I also feel like the color yellow with you. Oh, I hope you're open to this, by the way. Are you? Before
Yeah,
I
I am.
start. Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Jen's
I didn't even ask. I just started off, which is not cool to do, but I just assume the people on the feed are here for that. But so I feel the color yellow with you. And usually when I feel the color yellow in an energy field, it indicates, so first of all, it's, Jan was talking earlier about the solar plexus, right? It's our sense of self. And I feel like that's really strong with you because it comes through. You come through as yellow. That's the energy color I feel around you. Yellows also have something about them though. They're beautiful. They're everybody's cheerleader. Okay. Everybody. They want to see everybody succeed. If somebody in their circle is not succeeding, they will be the first one there to come and try to cheer them up. They will also really take this personal responsibility if their friends and those close to them aren't happy. They really take that in as something that maybe they've done wrong, or they try to fix it. What can I do to make them feel better? And I feel that in your energy. But yellows are also very analytical. And I think that this might be what's kind of holding this up. Kind of science minded in a way. They want to know why 1 + 1 is 2, not just that 1 + 1 is 2. And so I think that creates some of this back and forth. I feel it with investigators and mediums all the time. And so if you're an investigator,
I don't have to hunt the ghost comes to me.
Yeah. So if you're an investigator that maybe is tuning into that side, I can see where that battle comes in. And so it's just interesting for me to see that in your energy as we're talking about this.
I think Nick's called to places, like I said earlier, like it's so weird. Like I think where he goes is where he needs to be, Jen. Like that analytical mind is just, I think that's gonna, once Nick can just figure out the way to get his analytical mind to work, to show the world maybe what he sees or what he feels, that it would connect.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go just a little bit deeper here, Nick, because this just came through to me. And so since you're okay with this, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper here with something else that I'm feeling about that. Thank
you, Jill.
I need to tell you something, because this is exactly what's coming through for you. And I don't know if this is just spirit guide. I'm not sure exactly who this is. But they're telling me to remind you that, okay, I'm trying to get this the best way that I'm hearing it. Okay. You don't need validation. You don't need validation on everything to be believed. I'm feeling, though, that this is something deep-seated. This goes a long ways back. This sense of not being believed and not being heard. And that's part of what's carrying over into this, like, even if on a subconscious level. Does that make any sense to you?
Nick, did you used to have dreams?
Yeah.
And you would talk about your dreams and everybody thought that you were crazy. And then sometimes those dreams would happen, but maybe not exactly. It was like deja vu, but it wasn't deja vu.
Exactly.
And so
yes.
when you tell people those, they would go, no, you're crazy. And then it would happen. And you're like, see? And they'd be like, no, that's not possible. So then you built this self-doubt inside of you. That self-doubt, wash it away, because those dreams were real. I will tell you that, because I can see them right now. And it's interesting. On how you saw it and what was actually going on. You have a phenomenal connection to the other side, and that realistic mindset is actually what you're comfortable with, your realistic mindset, but you need to let go of what others put upon you.
Right.
Yes,
definitely.
And that's the message. Yes, you're worthy of being believed. You don't have to prove yourself every single time. And
exactly.
And that's the message in a nutshell. And when you actually truly can believe that, it's interesting, because we were talking earlier, right, with Adrienne, about just trusting in that process. If it's something you want to do, you're going to be phenomenal.
You got it.
That's it. That's the reading.
Wow.
I have to say that, because just watch it, even with your funky filter on, I could see through it. I could just like see those wheels going.
Hey, well, Bill, I tell you what, I call it the premonition train. Once you jump on the premonition train, there's no going off. Like, it's full force, full steam. There's no pause. There's no rewind. It's just a premonition train. And yeah, you're right. It seems like deja vu, but it's you when you hit that moment too, those are gut check moments. If you've had premonitions in your life, you need to pay attention to those premonitions. And when they come to you, because you're at that critical moment, it's either you are where you're supposed to be, or you need to make a change, and you need to pay attention to whether or not it's how you react, how you feel. Man, have you ever just gotten deja vu and you're like, yeah, this is cool. I like this deja vu, whatever. or you get that deja vu like, oh God, no, what's going to come through the door? Like, and you feel like you have to disrupt it. You need to pay attention to those.
Definitely.
I don't know who
Joshua's still on here.
I haven't seen Josh. He said he had to leave at some point, but I think he was going to come back eventually.
Yeah. And so for you, Nick, also, I'm also hearing this is coming in now. So that message is just not related to the paranormal. It's just a message for you. It's a life message. It's something we pick along the way. You know, we pick up, like Jan was saying, along the way, kind of as a survival skill when we feel that we're not being understood. And so now we want to prove ourselves on every single thing, because we want to be understood and we want to be believed. It's not always necessary. That's just what I'm hearing for you.
I always look at my toddler. And a toddler is the perfect example of always, having to prove yourself. All of my kids would look at me and go, right, right. And you're like, you're right. Yes, you're right. You're very right in your little mind. Whatever you think, you're right. You're brilliant.
Joshua, I'm going to send you something. I'm just going to do this privately.
Yes, Nick is gifted, smart, and has a great voice. I actually really love Nick's laugh too. It's so contagious. And I like to just watch podcasts sometimes, honestly, Nick, to hear you laugh.
That's awesome.
It's so pretty.
Laughter is amazing. And yeah, Jesse and I will sit here and he'll be on his way home and we'll listen to one of Nick's podcasts. And every time Nick laughs, we just laugh with him. Like it's contagious. We're just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that a lot of times.
On, you know?
Yeah,
All right,
try
guys.
not
I'm
as
gonna
other
hop
folks.
off. I'm gonna hop off here and let you finish your show because Adrienne, you got this. Jan, you got
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You're doing so good. Like you're doing so amazing. You are, and I'm just going to go cook dinner for my family and watch. And
Hey, I did that before.
And I'm going to wait for my reading. So I want a reading at some point.
I can't do that for you. You can go.
Why? Hit me with it. Hit me with the truth before I go. Just do it.
You're amazing.
You're welcome.
I love you.
There we go. That's
You
it.
were my guiding light in the darkest hour. You were my guiding light, and that says a lot because I don't lean on a lot of people. I'll give you a reading. You have the self-confidence. Yeah, you're just this brick house. You impressed me with the fact of how well you have this house built around you and how protected you are. Okay, and when what you let in and what you don't let in, and you're very selective. And in the past, I'd say couple of months, I've noticed that you've really changed. And with the way that you're, oh man,
Delivery. Just say it, Jan.
And it's fucking amazing to watch you grow. It is fucking phenomenal. Like, I mean, everybody's like, oh, it's Jen. Jen has it. And I'm like, yeah, Jen has it. And then I'm like, okay, Jen, do you got this? And you're like,
You're
yeah,
right.
I got this. You know?
You're right. Because
But
I mean,
it's so amazing because you're
I don't always have that confidence though.
oh, see, here we go.
But I find it. Okay. When I'm first starting on something, I don't have it. I'm shaky and I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm not sure if I want to do it on some things, right? Every time I get on a live, I'm just not sure because I don't have that confidence. But when I ask my spirit guides to bring that in and I sit with them it takes just a minute before I do something, they will never fail me.
No.
And if I have complete and total faith in that, that's where my confidence comes from when I'm reading. But I will, let me assure you, I don't just have that. It's something that every time I have to continue to replenish. Every time.
And I think it's amazing because this is what I see is you're learning that it doesn't all have to always come from you. When you are reaching out to your spirit guides beforehand, there's other energy that you're connecting to and that is allowing you to connect to it. And with that being said, what I see is in the next 4 to 6 months, your vision upon everything is just going to change. I think there's going to be this huge change in your life. And it's going to be an amazing, beautiful change. And it's not one that I think that is coming. But I think you feel it and you've been feeling it and you're just at that. That's why you're bathed in the uncertainty. And you're also reminding yourself. You're reminding yourself to bathe in the uncertainty and that it's okay and that life is good and life is beautiful. But no buts because everything after but stinks. What I see for you is you're going to have the capability of sharing the light in a different way than what you think you're going to. Does that make any sense?
It does make sense. It makes complete sense to me because I am veering in a certain direction. I've been learning some things, right? And I'm not ready to bring those out yet. But I will be. And your timeline is about right. In my mind, I'm thinking 6 months. So your timeline is right there. And then we'll see what happens with that. But I like your outlook because that just validates that it's going to be okay. Right? You're going to do this.
I see nothing but beautiful things for you. Honestly. I mean, I see a few more hard bumps in the road, But there's something that changed in the dynamic, and I want to bring this out, and it's something that you allowed to happen, and when you allowed that change to happen, kind of like what Adrienne is allowing, and with that change, it took a lot of those hardships away from your road. It smoothed that path just a little bit. So maybe it's not this bump that goes like this, it's a bump that goes like this, where you're not gonna, have to call, AAA. You're just gonna have to call and, say, hey, Jan, can you do me a favor? Can you back up the truck and just, push me out a little? So I mean that, and that's one thing that is important with you is your connections. And me aside, I think it's amazing, and those connections are going to pull you through, and those lessons are going to definitely help you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you. And I'm so excited. I just have to say this because I know that you were talking about it a couple of days ago. But I'm so excited because I'm actually going to meet these two ladies in person in just a few weeks. And the level of excitement is insane. No, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna sit on my hands. Like, I can't wait.
I can't wait. So I'm super excited for that. I don't know why I felt like throwing that out there, but just so you ladies know.
I can't wait. Like, I call Jesse and I'm like, you have to come now. Like, I don't care what they say at work. You're going, because no,
I need
somebody's gonna have to contain. Can you imagine you, me, and Adrienne let loose in the same area? Let's get real.
I already did it anyway.
Right? I can't wait.
We're gonna find the first psychic medium, and we're gonna walk in there, and we're just gonna that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go get our palms read. We're gonna go get our cards read. We're just gonna mix with it.
There's actually gonna be 4, as far as I know, 4 paranormal people here.
Oh,
because I just know, if you guys know Mimi Black, she's gonna be here. She's from Denver. She's one of our sisters that I've talked to for a few years and never got to meet.
Hold on, pause. I just saw this image of Adrienne standing there getting married to Zach, and all of a sudden, like, she just stops and she looks at you and I like. We're gonna be like.
Brad's got
we had
Brad's
to
keep
do
it.
Like,
what's the problem?
Just keep Adrienne away from the coffee.
Oh.
There's also going to be another one here that I know I think you all have seen recently. She has recently married, so her name is now Angela Johnston. It used to be Angela Mitchell. She had a talk show for a long time.
I have no idea.
2.5 years ago, I was on her talk show. I don't know why, for no reason. I was just kind of there. She actually moved to Denver not long ago. So she's going to get to be there for a little while, not long.
I know Jeremy. I know Nick. I know Jen. I know you. My circle's closed. Michael. Great.
And you can meet other people, and yes.
Like Jen?
Right, that's where I'm at, Jen.
Yes. Yes.
I have to.
Open up. Open up.
Can we show up in tie-dye, Jen? Can we correlate like some crazy outfits?
I don't give a shit if you all show up.
We wear big red hats and purple outfits. Can we start our purple ladies or red hat lady society like thing right now? I'm a grandma.
My future has our guy who's marrying us is actually our son, is going to have a stripper outfit. So anything else past that, who cares?
Anything goes.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
This is our last hurrah. It's all going to be fun. There's none of this stuffy bullshit. Anything goes.
Let's see. Okay.
Huh?
He's wearing a stripper outfit as he does the vows and stuff?
Nope. As soon as he finishes, he's stripping it off.
Oh, okay. Because I
Oh
was
my
super
God.
confused for a minute. Like, I'm like, okay, wait. What did you just say?
What are we wearing underneath of it? I mean, is it going to be a Speedo? Are we going to be in some bikinis?
Right.
I mean, is it going
Mind
to
you, he's
like,
also a very good-looking
the
man,
trunk?
and he's a wrestler in Japan.
So it's going to be a
I was super worried
Captain
about what
Cockroach show up.
More.
No, Glenn, that is never going to happen.
sock. Jen, we're going to see him in a sock.
Huh?
We're going to see him in a sock. That is what we're going to see
If
him.
you're lucky. That man has no fear of showing nothing.
Oh my God.
Well, you know what? My face will definitely be in Jen's boobs because you know what? I am. That's gonna happen. Jen's gonna be like, Lord help me.
You guys.
Like, hold me and tell me when it's done.
Whoa, Tone, the 13th dimension, guys. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Easy there.
No, I'm gonna be hiding, completely hiding. My face is just no. I get so embarrassed. I can't even say certain things without turning red. And I'm not prude. I'm just shy. I'm a lady. So there's I am hiding.
It's okay.
Nick, I love you because you know exactly. Every time I say sock, I know Nick puts the proper word in front of sock for sock. What I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Both of you. When I say he's going to be in nothing but a sock, what rhymes with sock?
No, nothing. Stop it.
Oh.
So then it's
Wow.
Block?
so you put those two together. That's what it's called.
Clock?
Is it going to be knitted?
No, Jan
Okay,
is not.
now I
trying.
really
Do
do.
not.
I have to hop off. I have to go take care of my family. Keep going. I'll be watching.
Good to see you, John.
Yeah.
Smog.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes, this turned 180 degrees quickly.
No, it did not. We turned it right back around.
Yeah,
to what we're saying.
I was like, whoa. You
said
have
he was
derailed the train.
He's a wrestler in fucking Japan.
Yeah,
Like, I know what goes
absolutely
on.
Never let us run this show again if we don't.
Yeah, just be glad
This
Jeremy's
is
not
Jeremy
watching right now.
He is watching. He is
Oh, he
watching.
is watching. Oh, wait, he's
He is.
probably listening to it at least.
He's driving and watching it.
He's shaking. He goes, there goes Jan. There she goes. Man, I knew. She should have gone and put the beard on.
Okay. So, if we're going to be nice the rest of the show, if anybody knows me, we're going to do this right now. I held myself because Jennifer is a wonderful human being. She is all about love and light. Jan knows that I have my other side, and she knows that she could see this side at any point. So, look. I got a message a little bit ago that somebody thinks they want to argue with me. Somebody thinks they want to fight with me. Let's do this. I dare you. I'm too old for the bullshit. I have no problem taking your ass down. Let's play.
I'm telling you. Okay, we're gonna go back. Nick, have you ever heard my walrus and seal story?
I'm almost afraid to ask, but
No,
no I haven't.
Very good story.
Okay,
It's something that I taught my kids, and we did it on the show. And there's always a walrus. I want you to think back into our past, with things that we've dealt with, with people. You have this walrus. They're making this loud scene, and they're being obnoxious, and everybody's listening to them, and everybody's looking at them. And soon, these seals jump on the bagwagon because this walrus is so loud on his pulpit that the seals start believing that they're walruses too, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, in a way,
The only one that talks, right?
I think so.
Pretty soon, the seals in the back are looking at all these other seals going, God, you're stupid. You're not a walrus. You're a seal, just like us. And pretty soon the other seals start to look and go, you know what? This walrus really doesn't look like us. And he really doesn't act like us. And they start to pull away. And then the ones that are left standing around the walrus who still believe that they're walruses and they're really seals are the ones looking like an idiot. And so is the walrus. And I think that we have a situation of the walrus and the seal. We just have a really big walrus who thinks that he needs all the attention, and I don't know.
And I'm going to take this walrus's front flipping tooth and shove it where the sun don't shine is what's about to happen.
Wow.
Nick, Adrienne is what I call a hernia on a hippopotamus.
Okay.
You don't want to
not
get
sure
near a
what to
hippo.
say
Right?
about
You don't want to get near a hippo. And if it has
Yeah.
a hernia, you definitely don't want to get near it, right?
Yeah.
A hemorrhoid, a hernia, same difference. It's what it is, not a hernia. It's a hemorrhoid. She is a hemorrhoid on a hippo's butt when she gets mad at somebody. She's just going to stick like glue. I'm telling you.
Somebody has
I believe it.
to offend, and then
You missed the
people need to stay in their own lane because this old lady don't give a rat's ass.
We're trying to
In other words, if you're on the highway, do us all a favor. The right-hand lane is for traveling. The left-hand lane is for passing. Please move over into the right-hand lane and not try to pass.
Jill, thank you. Joshua, I would honestly try that too. Sometimes some of us connect with someone that others can't. I just know I got his feelings there for a while, and there was no doubt who it was. That doesn't mean I can get the message. It just means he tried. And Jill might be able to get a lot more. Give her a chance.
Dude, I've never done a reading, Brad. I can't help you with that one.
You know what? You do readings.
Oh, really?
You don't realize that you do.
Every time you meet someone.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm still learning it in a way.
But
Well,
when
not
you
only
meet
that,
someone, like say when you came to Waverly, there was a lot of us you've never met.
That's true, yes.
You got feelings off of everybody. Were they good? Did you want to stand back a little bit and wait to see how they were? Did you, draw to them? It was,
Going
you
to a
knew.
location.
Guys, just sorry to cut you off. Look who decided to join in. Jeremy, you made it.
Hello.
Hi, handsome.
Oh, fuck. We're in trouble.
Wow.
Even Brad's like that, too.
You ain't got to worry about me tonight. I'm tired.
I'm sure.
Well, we just got done talking about the walrus and the hippo that has a hemorrhoid on their butt. And,
Listen,
so we turned into one of these shows.
Everybody here can be my witness. Adrienne mentioned the stripper first, not me.
Yep.
I just said, whoever's coming to my wedding, be prepared to have a stripper.
How is Brad able to comment on this show?
Yeah. Like, get you some coffee, Jeremy.
And Brad banned me from coffee, but he's giving you
We've
coffee.
already had
Really?
that conversation.
Jeremy, how was your trip, love?
For the most part, uneventful. Did have a detour that had me on a back road for 20 miles because half of the interstate was shut down.
Oh, jeez.
You got to see the countryside. Always nice. Always nice when you're on a long trip.
Well, I got to see a lot of countryside.
Well, I'm not surprised.
As soon as I got to Albany, it was nothing but country roads.
I am so jealous. I've never been
Who
to
else
the
going to be
East
with
Coast.
you?
Well, I've never been to Vermont either, or much of the East Coast other than
Let's
New
go
York.
next.
It'll be the UNI research team.
What?
There appears to be a Bigfoot community here.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh wow! Far out.
And I think I may have passed Hagrid's hut here at one point.
Oh crap!
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Check
I'll tell you
that
what,
out.
there's a lot of. Yeah, Brad, I don't get that. How did you?
I don't
you
get
better
it
put yourself
either.
out like that. You better delete that comment. Delete that comment, Brad. They're gonna come get you. They're gonna slap you. They're gonna slap you with another 30 days, and they're gonna be like bad boy in the corner.
Hey, you know
Go.
what?
How old are you?
You
I
like
do
Brad,
not
I
have a
could delete.
passport, so they won't let me in Canada.
Brad
Yeah, I
gets
was gonna
put
say
in the
you
corner
shouldn't
quite
be too
often.
far. I was gonna say you shouldn't be too far from the U.S. Canadian border.
Yeah, I don't have a passport, so Canada don't want me in.
I tell you
Don't
what,
know?
Actually, I
Jeremy
heard
has
it's
gotten to meet a lot of people since he's been able to travel. It's
actually
awesome.
Jeremy. I've heard someone told me this one time. It's actually easy to get into Canada, but it's difficult getting
It's getting
back
out.
into. Yeah, it's difficult getting back into the United States. So
We
you
want
can get
to
in.
come back.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I am going to be very blunt about that. If I were to go into Canada, I don't know if I would want to come back with the way that the State of
Exactly.
the Union is.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Can
I'm
I
going to
just
be
say this?
completely honest about that.
We can turn around and we don't have to go to Canada. We don't have to go anywhere. I have a solid game plan. I'm going to buy, or not. You don't even have to buy it. There's oil rigs out in the middle of the ocean that you can just go claim. So I'm going to go claim my own oil rig, and I'm going to make my own gardens and farms and whatnot. Take this place over, and then I'm going to become a pirate, and I'm going to snipe anybody that comes near me because you know what? I don't want neighbors.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to.
I love you,
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Jen. I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I will say my one next door neighbor, I get along with him just fine. He was thrilled when I bought my house. And my dad lives right across the street from me, which is really nice. But the other neighbors that I have, I don't interact with them at all. The one is especially lazy because his backyard, he lets his grass grow like 16 inches before he cuts it.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah.
There's some people that we need to breed for mosquitoes. How mosquitoes
Yeah,
are,
Kev.
part of our ecosystem. I don't know. Well, I mean, the bloodsuckers need to be, around.
Well,
Josh
let's
says he
just,
lives in the woods.
Brad, let's just add that to the 1,000 nicknames that I've got already.
Listen. I tell you what. The only thing I want to see is like a whale, a blue whale, like swim by. Jen, you're more than welcome. We can sit out there. We can do tarot readings for the whales and the dolphins. We can make them our friends.
Well, what if you guys encounter sharks instead?
Oh, can
Escape
you
from
imagine
the
it? No, just put me out there.
There you go, Brad.
Escape from the
Somebody
universe.
needs to make a movie about that.
Escape from
But it needs to be post-apocalypse.
See, Joanne, if you join me on the ocean rig, there would be no lawn. There would be no worrying about that. You wouldn't have to worry about neighbors upkeeping their grass. We could just have like a little, patch of grass here, a little patch of grass there. Go out there with scissors.
Can you guys hear
Jen
the air
said-
conditioning right next to me?
I've encountered many sharks in my life. Still standing though.
Baby, not the two-legged kind. We mean this movie.
So what are we in now? I love Brad Squash. That is awesome. So pissed can't find my pictures, which he will. Okay, yeah, keep look. Take your time, Josh. Oh, you
So,
got
Jeremy, did you hear?
You got someone else that will join your show.
Let's go. Jeremy, did you hear
Well,
that?
you will be in for a trip, let me tell you. Janice
has my
frozen.
No, you.
Well, no,
So-
Adrienne's with my son.
Now she's back.
I get this message from Adrienne a couple of days ago. She has my son up there for the next 30 days, right? And she goes, Janice, will he eat me? Oh, knowing my 11-year-old, I was like, yeah, he'll eat you. Don't feed him. Starve the kid. She goes, well, he's telling me that he has a taste for human flesh. I was like, oh, really?
Oh my God.
I said, well, make sure he doesn't fall into it. You're just playing into it. And she's just like, he won't eat dog or guinea pig, but he'll eat human flesh. I'm like, well, yeah. Human flesh is tasty, this, and this. She doesn't know what to do with my 11-year-old. And the fact that he's just like his mother with his sense of humor. So all of a sudden, Adrienne goes really quiet. And I was worried that Nate actually ate her. I was like, did you feed my son? Because he will eat you. Like, if he gets hungry, he will find something to eat. And if you were the only food available, he will cook you. And now I'm wondering, she's disappeared.
Oh, no, she was handling some business.
Well, I was worried that Nate ate you again. Did you feed Nate?
I did feed Nate. He had McDonald's tonight, and he also made peanut butter cookies, and he ate every one of them but one.
Tell me he looked at Zach and told him it wasn't for him, and he passed it to you.
No, Zach was actually the guinea pig, and he got to eat the first one.
Have you checked on Zach?
He's alive.
Poor Zach.
I'm going to, when we get off this show, I'm going to have to look into the Knights of Templar, which I know nothing about, but I will before it's over.
How does anybody not know about the Knights of Templar? They're part of our history.
That's great. We're about to find out.
What do you want to know, Nick? What do you know about Here, let's have a learning session. The Templars were there to protect Christ, right? They were there to protect the church. They were there to move people. They were there to protect the church's secret, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
The Templars and the Masons have been there from the beginning.
That's right.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, so even before Christ died on the cross in history, the Templars had already been formed.
Mm-hmm.
The Templars were formed way before Christ was even brought into the picture.
Oh,
so
yeah, long before then, yes.
Way long. I mean, the Templars were said to even have moved in Noah's day.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it from that point, he can sit there and say he's a Templar, all he this and that. Somebody can sit there and claim that they're a Templar, but really they don't. Unless you are with the church, unless you are with the organization, and you don't throw that out there. Anybody that looks at you and goes, well, I'm a Mason, well, I'm a Templar, I'm this, and they throw it out there, and they're nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Because all you're just doing is you're just basically bragging about it.
Yeah, that they don't. They're not true. So
Joshua,
you just tell them, come talk to me.
Here's Jeremy again.
You know what, Josh?
You don't judge anyone.
Can I have a lesson here? Tell me the difference between God and energy.
Exactly.
Somebody tell me the difference. What is the difference between God and what is the difference between energy?
Throw money out to get rich. The French king couldn't repay the debt, so he turned the church against them. Okay.
There's no different. If God created us, then God must be energy, and so therefore energy is God, and we are made of energy, so therefore we are children of God because we are energy. So really, when you just turn around and you say it, just replace with we are children of energy because we are made of energy, and we turn back into energy. So therefore, there is no difference between God and energy.
Somebody explain this. I am a Christian, but I'm also a pagan. I believe in God, but I also believe in what God gave us with the earth to do what we need to do. I work with crystals. I work with energy. Yeah.
Brad, I would love to say that. I would love to say that. And yes, it is a name that we gave energy. But there are different types of energy depending on what you believe. And if you're an energy worker like I am, I can sit down and I can say that we are all collective energy. It's what you do with that energy. And yes, if you name that energy God, or if you name that energy paganism, or if you name this energy this, or if you name that energy that, you are actually feeding into a direct line of energy based off of the main energy core. So you need to be careful on what you say you believe and what type of energy you work with, and you need to understand it. It's like teaching mathematics. You have several different ways of teaching mathematics, and it's just on how you learn, right? And mathematics is mathematics no matter what. 2 plus 2 is going to equal 4. 1 plus 1 is going to equal 2. It is a universal language. Energy is a universal language. It is just how we tend to use it. So you can use math in coding. You can use math in programming. You can use math in figuring out how far something is. You can use math for anything. You can use energy for anything. So algebra, calculus, geometry, you have all of that different type of math, right? You have all that different type of energy too. I don't know if that makes any sense. Everybody went quiet.
Well, no, I just noticed that Jeremy, he got frozen. So, but now he's back. There we go.
Afterlife. Joshua.
Yeah. Okay. So I do want to touch up on something here. This.
Jeremy ain't gonna tell you the truth, Jill.
Oh, come on.
And I won't tell Jeremy's
Hello.
truth.
You're freezing up, Jeremy. I just like how he's just. Oh wait. Oh, Andy, we just lost him. There we go.
Brad, you're very right. You know,
Yeah.
it's interesting. You walk into a church, and in the middle of them singing, you can feel that energy. You can feel that movement. It's a very specific movement. I call that the God energy. You know, you can walk into a busy supermarket with live music and happy people dancing around, and I call that life energy. You know, it's very different than God energy. It's life energy, you know, and it's the intent that it's used for. Absolutely. And with that intent is what you bring back into the energy. So when you leave, if you were an awesome person, then you have the ability to become even more awesomer in the afterlife. I do believe that if you were a cruel person and a nasty person, that there are consequences to that, and your energy will reap its consequences of your choices that you make. In afterlife, absolutely. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Einstein said it. Nikola Tesla said it. You can create energy. You can create energy. You cannot uncreate energy. So in saying an afterlife, absolutely, your energy is just going to go and join everything else. You know, that's the afterlife. The afterlife is the fact that we're not tied down to this anymore. And that's that light that everybody talks about, that's that God feeling that everybody talks about. It's the release from your anchor. Can you imagine like pulling an ingrown hair, how good that feels to pull that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like pulling the plug on your body. You get released and everything comes out with it. It's just, I don't know. So there is definitely, I don't say it's an afterlife. We go back into our purest form.
Joshua, I know that I keep going back to this because Jen and I on our show, we are completely transparent. We are who we are. We show our true selves. This is, you know, and I'll be the first to say, I've said it to Jan a million times. And if you listen to her, she is much older in her mind than she is on this earth. I look to her for grounding, for guidance, for, you know, lots of times it's like, okay, this is
Up
how
and here's Jeremy.
body, because, you know, and Jen is very much, you know, love everybody where they're at, and that's something that's stuck in my mind since I met her.
And judging, no, I would never judge. That's not my place to judge.
Yeah, he doesn't. Josh says he's not judged.
Still trying. I'm still trying. I'm not perfect on that. I'll be the first to admit when somebody pisses me the hell off, which somebody has done here recently that wants to keep dinging me. I'm not very nice about it, and anybody that knows me knows I'm just not. There has to be a good reason. There needs to be, they're hurting somebody that I care about. Hurt me? I don't give a shit. What have I got to lose? Whatever.
I was actually going to jump in there and say something in that chat, and I noticed that they left them all. So that kind of defeated my purpose. But to go along with what you're saying, the person that you're referring to that they were going to hurt, he's the innocent person in all of this, Yep. But here's the thing. In all sincerity, if somebody is a nice Templar, awesome, good for you. But that's as far as it goes. Everybody knows you're not going to use that position to try to hurt somebody of, his position, because that's going to come back on him tenfold.
Yeah, that's right.
And anybody that knows about the situation, if you'd like to take what I just said and send that to him, by all means, go ahead.
Can I make a comment on something Brad said? Our consciousness would join others in what we perceive as heaven, while our energy is among all of the energy in the universe. And now Jill had made a comment. Basically, the soul is forever. It's always existing because it's made up this energy, and that's true. And that's why I say when somebody passes on, we went to a grave site, Adrienne and I, and we brought a young lady with us who was having a reaction. And she goes, I don't understand. Graveyards are so sad. And I'm like, they're sad because that's what people bring to them. They bring the sadness. They bring the grief. It's not the dead that you are feeling. It is the living that you are feeling, and their energy and their grief for them. So that's why graveyards tend to be dreary. What we need to do is, instead of going to the graveyard and crying, we need to go to the graveyard, crack open a soda, sit down, and chill and be like, so, I know this is your body. You're not here, but, I'm going to sit here. Do you know what happened today? Avelina did the craziest thing ever. Thought about you the whole entire time, and bring that positive energy back, because they are still with us, inside of us. If they have ever loved you, they're inside of you. If you've ever loved them, you still have that connection with them, and it's still there. It may not grow from where it stopped, but it's always going to be there with you, and your teachings and the mannerisms that you have, and what you believe and what you pass on, how you live your life. And we say live for them too. Don't just live for yourself, live for them. Take their energy with you wherever you go and live for them too. It makes you feel good. Be like, you know what? Yeah, that's right. You never made it to the beach, but I did. You want to come? I'll bring you, type of thing. Death is just, I view death as I'm going to have an easier time being with the ones that I love, because my energy is going to have no bounds. So yes, Brad, I can be with the ones that I love in what people call heaven. And I can also be with the ones that are living, because my energy is going to have no time, no boundaries, no limits. And I'm going to be free.
A lot of this conversation, it goes back into something that I've seen on TV. And I actually believe this to be real. For those of you that are familiar with Stargate, the TV series, all the people that ascend and all the others, just pure energy and all of that, I believe that is actually what.
Guys, I'll be back in just a second.
Yeah.
Joshua,
also, I want to let you know, I do have a pretty little lady. Right? Yeah. Nick,
That's my girl.
I don't want to screw it up with my phone, but Nick, never mind. I was going to have him put my screen on a solo layout, but I've got Lucy laying on my bed.
I see that.
Yeah, she will be going to Wilson Castle with me tomorrow.
Joshua,
Josh,
Um,
I see something about grief.
he said something earlier also. I want to say Joshua has been with us from day one. He's also been with Zach on all of his podcasts. Joshua is amazing. His input is very important. He's always honest about his input, and I really like that. Whether it's good or bad, it's honest. Um, Joshua, I'm glad you've been there with us from the beginning. You'll be there with us to the end, and you'll know us personally because Jan and I don't hold anything back on our show.
he was actually with us before we started the Things Network.
Yeah, and I'm usually not on this show, but I am on the Supernatural Talk. I love that you're here. Thank you for being with us, and all of our Zach shows, my shows. We love that.
Josh, believe in yourself. Hold on, Josh. You just need to believe in yourself. You just need to love yourself. I will tell that to anybody and everybody. Okay, if you believe that you want to believe that people are going to be punished, they're going to be punished. And now I understand why I feel what I'm feeling with you. It is painful. Grief is hard, but it's a necessity for growth. If you grieve and it's painful, it's because you have truly loved. And in that love, you've truly been blessed. Take that pain and say, okay, that pain is love. And you just turn it back into love. You just have to relabel it. It's like when I say you get mad at somebody, you get angry, you get hurt, you get mad, you get angry, and you get hurt because you love that person. And love leads to anger and upset. Now, if you're completely numb, then you know what? That means you're done with the situation. In your situation, you're never going to be done. Love will always be there. Love is powerful. We do almost everything with love, whether we realize it or not. It's just what type of love do we do it with? So in loving yourself, you don't have to believe in a religion. If you are good to yourself and you are good to others, I always say you need to take care of yourself. If you have to be honest with yourself, you have to be okay with yourself. And once you're okay with yourself and who you are, you can love somebody truly.
Wow, breaking news. Elon Musk is not going to buy Twitter.
Wait, what? I just jumped in and I hear this. Wait.
So those are the dates I've been getting on my
all day on my damn phone because everybody wants to argue.
Well,
I think we just
you got to
lost
admit
Jan.
that thing. Because of him, Twitter has become popular again.
Yeah. Did this just happen earlier today?
Yeah. Anyway,
kind of going back with everybody's comments.
Yeah, there was what I was trying to do earlier, but the connection for this hotel sucks.
Yeah.
So there was I think it was Jill that was asking. She was asking about my abilities. So
yeah, it was. Well, yeah, she'll come back. Hang on, I'm looking for that comment right now.
So a year ago, I would have said absolutely not. No abilities, no way, no how. In fact, I spent my paranormal career disproving abilities like that. But then I meet Adrienne.
Oh, wait, Jan's back.
Yeah, Jennifer. Yes, I have told her that many times.
Or hold on.
Yes,
then
Jill.
I started paying attention to
yes.
Yeah, then I started paying attention to stuff, and I'd be like, hey, Jennifer, I got a question to ask you. And then Jan and I never really, we've talked about it, but we never really had a chance to really discuss it and or work on it. And Adrienne, she just flat out tested me. Um, she sends me this picture. It said, "Okay, I want you to read this picture." Okay. So I'm looking over this picture, and I start thinking, okay, not that I'm getting feelings off of it, but I'm basically going by my gut instinct from what's coming out of that picture. So I say, so I give Adrienne my description, and she said I basically nailed it to a T. And I'm
We're
like,
gonna
okay.
do this. I'm going to send this picture. Jill is actually very good. I really like Jill. I really like what she's doing here.
Well, no, I'm going to say this, Josh. I understand what's happened, and I'm going to give you something.
Wait.
I'm going to tell you something. I lost my second boy to suicide, and I have four boys, and I have my girl. Okay, I understand. I understand. My oldest is very upset with his brother, but that brotherly love holds him back from turning that into anything else. And what you need to do is you need to understand that your brother loved you. Your brother loves you. Okay. That's the thing, is don't ever say your brother loved you. Your brother loves you. The intentions were not what they were intended to be. And that's where I'm going to leave it with that. And he is with you very much so. And that's why I feel that he is living, is because he is actually living through you. And I need you to understand that very clearly. That is hardcore coming through, is that you need to understand that he is living through you. He is living with you, and he is there every step of the way. So you need to go ahead, take a deep breath, and you need to realize that your grief is love. You need to go back to that love, and you need to turn that grief into something positive. And what will happen is that your brother will be able to go ahead and take a deep breath on the other side, knowing that you're okay. You need to be okay for him to know that you're okay. I know he didn't mean to. Gosh. I know, honey. I know he didn't mean to. And it's okay. It's really okay. It's truly okay. And that's the first time.
Nick.
Yeah.
This picture I sent you, and I need
Hold
Jill.
on 1 second. Okay.
Jill's actually. I really like Jill's readings. She's.
Okay, I love you guys. I love you guys where you're at. I love everything about everybody. Jeremy's back. I have to pee, and I have a little one that I need to go, probably, snuggle. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I love you guys. Nick,
Snuggle
I love you.
Her for me.
You're so handsome.
You have. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Anytime. And Jeremy, you're sexy too.
Go find Jessie and snuggle that little girl.
I will.
Okay.
You're welcome. I love you guys. I'm sending you guys all light.
Love you too. Love you too.
Balancing and health.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole again.
You have to know, Jan. Lord help her.
Right.
It was an accident overdose.
So yeah. So Adrienne tested me on this picture. Jennifer and I have had numerous conversations on this. I know Jan and I started to have some conversations about it a while ago, but then stuff happened and we never really got to really dig in deep. But I will say this, I think it was Joshua who asked me. He was asking me.
I'm looking for that.
Yeah,
here it is. Yeah, here it is. This
okay,
is
so do I consider myself to have empathic or medium skills? I am going to say no for now on both of them. Here's
No.
why. Because I don't know what it is. Do I feel like I have something? I believe I do now.
You're
But
empathic, no doubt.
you think so?
Oh, definitely. Now,
No.
medium skills, let's work on them. You got them. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I do because I get these really strong instincts. It's like for whatever reason over the past many years, people would come to me about situations and they would ask for advice. And a lot of times, a lot of these situations that they have gone through, I personally have never gone through myself. But yet somehow I know exactly what they need to do. Somehow I just know.
You're an
How I
empath.
know? Yeah.
You can put yourself in their shoes and what would you do in that situation? That's
Yeah.
why it comes to you.
Yeah.
That's an empath.
And I have done that for numerous people. Um, I've actually I've never really mentioned it before, but I've actually saved um, two of my friends. I've actually saved them from getting divorces because they came to me for advice.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm still wrapping my head around this thing because all these years I have done nothing but wanted to disprove all this, and now it's being proven to me that I have something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, shit.
You're an empath. Let's leave it at that. You can accept that right now. Now let's go to the next step.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. That's what Josh just said. That's an empath. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why Joshua, like earlier, his brother, I don't know. I'm not good enough yet to know. Was it his brother? Was it somebody else? I felt like it was his brother. But during the reading, I'm not ready for the live readings yet because their emotions, I can't block them yet. I'm not ready for that. So I have to work on that long before I'm ready to do this on camera.
And also, Adrienne, you said something about we've investigated a few times already together, and you said something about the way that I investigate or how I just go to a spot and because that actually happened to us at that one spot on the old farm. I was just drawn to this tree, and there was nothing around this tree. The entire area was a disc golf course,
Yeah.
and there was this ominous looking tree there. I was interested in it, so and Adrienne and I were partnered up because Zach was with his dad, and I was just drawn to this tree, and I forget what I said, Adrienne, but I knew there had to be something about this tree. Then after that, Zach started going through and finding pictures of what used to be on the property, and he found it was either a mansion or a farmhouse or something. He found the remains of it after it burned down. Is that what it was? It burned down,
It burned down. Yeah.
and right in front of that house was that tree.
Yep.
Um,
That
and
tree, I'm
then
sure that the kids went out there and played on it. It was so old that there had to be some kind of history around that house on it.
yeah, not the kind of tree that you would build a tree house on, although I have seen trees like that before. But this one here kind of had that look, but it wouldn't have been safe enough to have a tree house.
Okay.
And also, I had mentioned to Adrienne that I was hearing something in the background, and we were far away from anything out there. And I told her I distinctively hear a tractor.
Yep.
I hear a tractor. Now, this is 10, 11 o'clock at night. There ain't nobody running a tractor at that time.
There was nobody on that property, period.
Yeah. And after Zach found that picture,
Yeah.
started doing a little bit of reading, it turned out that it used to be a farmland before they turned it into disc golf course.
If anybody wants to look this up, I've actually recently moved to Colorado, and Jeremy was able to come up and stay with us a couple of days, and we took him on the places that Zach had never been interested in paranormal, so we started looking stuff up. This is a road in Brighton called the most haunted road in Colorado, and there's all kinds of things on this road, but when he took us, we didn't know the history on it. We were just there. So him and his dad, which I am so lucky to be able to have his dad be able to investigate with us. He is in his 70s.
He was like a kid in a candy store.
He does.
He was so excited to be out there. I mean, he was literally bouncing up and down a little bit.
He was.
I would have
He was
loved
so
to have seen that.
Residentials. He's done residentials with this, and he did paranormal, believe it or not, back in however long that was. He's in his 70s, so they did paranormal in college, which it consisted more of like meditation and things like that, but it was paranormal, and he is so interested in it, and he has went with us on one residential, and then this place we went all over. We got to see the place where the lady who invented the Ouija board and named it.
The Ouija board. She named the Ouija board.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so her tombstone was there, and we found it. Not how we found it was a mystery in itself, but we did end up finding it almost dark. We look over and it's there, so there we are. But I am lucky enough to be able to share this with a 70-year-old man who just absolutely loves this.
Yeah.
So we'll do this till the day he dies. As long as he's able to do it, this is what we're going to do. He can go anywhere he wants with us.
He was so much fun, so enthusiastic, and you don't see that kind of enthusiasm that much anymore.
Yeah. And
so
he is that
so
still
refreshing to see that.
Yeah. And he had the app, like on his phone, he had a ghost app. And I was telling Zach, I said, I don't want to tell him that this is a bunch of bullshit. And so we just let him go. We let him do it. And then he did it himself. Like the next day he was going through it and he was like, I don't think maybe this was real. I said, I think maybe you're right. I said, it runs on an algorithm. And so he hasn't done it anymore of it. He wants to let that out for the rest of his life. I don't care. It's fine. But we're lucky enough to be able to do this with him, to be able to cook with his mom, go fishing with his mom and dad, go do things till the day they're gone. Not too many people have this. I didn't have my own parents. I don't have my own parents. So this is it. So we're going to make the best of it for both of them.
And it was also a lot of fun walking around Cheeseman Park that day too.
I don't know how he did that because he's got gout and he's got it bad. But he was like, let's go. I'm like, my bad.
Maybe it was just one of the good days for him.
Brad, which app is it? The one that you found that is actually real? Because there's only like very few that actually.
I don't think any of them are.
Yeah.
That's just my point of view, and that's what I'm going to say.
I'm the same opinion. I do not have any faith in any app whatsoever.
They are
Necrophonics. That's the one. Yeah. See, I mean, normally I'm skeptical with a lot of them, but I have very few. I there's just a lot of them. Just I don't buy.
I have no problem. Somebody that wants to use them, that's great. That's fine. I don't put down anybody. The thing is, to me, they're an algorithm, Anything on a phone runs on an algorithm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't do it?
And for all of you guys out there who use Facebook and its algorithms and how screwed up it is,
Yeah.
Try look it up. Let's all try this just for fun. Try looking up, I don't care, on Google. Look up anything. Look up, I don't know, dildos. I don't care. Watch and see what kind of stuff you get for the next 2 weeks. Whatever you're looking up, you are going to get. Now, then don't look up at anything else for 2 weeks. Then just talk about things with your phone off, like without it being on.
I love Jan's comment.
Jan, don't even WTF me. You know better.
Adrienne, the whole time that we had our previous show,
Oh,
and of course I had my phone with me. So just imagine how many months of crazy shit that would come up.
Yep.
This is sponsored for you.
Yep.
No, I didn't want to look at midget gay porn. I don't want to look at, this or that. No. I'm not even one talking about it. But my phone is it from the show.
I don't know. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know who's been around my phone and who's been talking some nasty stuff. I looked at my phone the other day and I'm scrolling through Facebook and the ad, mind you,
Brad,
is from China somewhere.
Yeah.
And it is fake front parts for a woman to wear with tights. What on earth? What? Who on earth said anything about this around my phone? I want to know this.
I am so glad now that we have Supernatural Talk. I don't get those ads anymore.
I know. Oh my God! Jed's comment.
But of course, now that I have mentioned that, I can pretty much expect to know what I'm going to be seeing tomorrow.
You know, but it was not me unless I was talking to you.
Yeah. Jennifer, you just came into a very awkward conversation.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
I love this comment with Brad. Jennifer, run!
No, too late. Jennifer's in too deep now. Yeah, Jennifer's in too deep. Yeah. That stuff would pop up on my phone because stuff like that would be discussed on a previous show that we used to be part of.
Go to jail.
Okay, so I understand this shit. I was getting my eye appointment earlier, so we got that. Great. We got menopausal bullshit. Okay, I get that. Then we move on. What the holy hell is this?
What? What am I looking at?
I can't even see it.
Dresses.
Sounds like Adrienne.
Like
Sounds like Adrienne was in too deep, Jan said.
Yeah.
I did not look up.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So
and Joe's like, I don't want to go back to Facebook jail either.
Yeah, we pretty much already established how these algorithms work on no matter what app you're on, whether it is the Necrophonics or Facebook or whatever. Our phones are listening to us.
Yep.
Yep.
So you're talking about the haunted location. Somebody's telling you the story. There was somebody here who died here, whatever the case may be. And it's going to come up and say words to that effect.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I do not. No.
Yeah, see, I can give, and I probably have told you guys about this before, but, for those who were watching and don't know, there was 10 years ago, we went to Bobby Mackey's Music World, and one of the people that was with us was, wait a minute, what did she say? Oh my God.
Okay, Dan's owning up to it.
Oh, Jen,
Dan's owning up to it.
after you rub the rug.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I was saying, we went to Bobby Mackey's Music World, and there was one person who had the Ghost Radar app, and I already knew even back then that was fake, and she believed she was getting all these answers. I really wanted to go up and say, you're not getting real answers, right? That's just what the phone is saying. I for some reason I couldn't bring myself to do it, but.
Good.
Either way, I really wanted to. That you're not getting actual responses.
Brad, I don't know.
There's lots of different ways that I am studying that, and we will find out. But Jan, this is
Josh, absolutely correct.
Yeah, when we were at Bobby Mackey's 10 years ago, we were at that time, that was still during the era when we were told that, Bobby Mackey's was shush.
No, I'm laughing at that.
Yeah, when we were even back in 2012, this was still the era when everybody was told that Bobby Mackey's was a heavily demonic infested place. All this stuff. We were all told that. We were told about the dangers and whatnot. And the only thing that ever occurred at Bobby Mackey's was literally right before we began our investigation. Right. It was the middle of August, so it was hot and humid as hell in the place. And the only thing that occurred was a brief cold breeze that went right by us, and that was it. There was nothing else that occurred that night. So it was a real letdown. I mean, I would go back. I mean, I'm always having that hope that, maybe we just happened to choose on a night when there was just not much. But the night that we were there, yeah, it was a huge letdown.
Now, I do want to share a story from when I was at Bobby Mackey's, and this was 2 years ago.
Some more recent.
I was there. I was there with my ex.
Jeremy, you're breaking up.
Hey, Jeremy, go out and come back in. I have to get to
some
bed.
Other people.
I love you all. I do. Y'all can friend me. Brad.
We only.
You were awesome. Thank you.
Okay. I'll see if I can try to get Jeremy back on.
There we go. Guys, good night. I love y'all. Thank you for playing along.
Sure. Have a good night, Adrienne.
Good night.
Okay, now hopefully Jeremy will eventually come back on because he obviously having some type of connection issue. Yep, here he is. He's coming right back on. Yep, there we go. There he is. All right, you're back. Uh-oh, are you frozen?
Hello?
Wait. You're frozen, but I can hear you, though. And now I can't.
Nick, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But now I can't. No, wait, no, you're moving now. You're good.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now I can hear you. Somehow my volume went all the way down.
That was weird.
So Bobby Mackey's. 2 years ago, my ex-girlfriend and I went there with 4 other people. And we were only there for 3-4 hours. And the portal, but in a different part of
the well.
place.
The well.
So, yeah. They said that the portal was actually somewhere else in the building. They're around where the pool tables are at. So Denny and I went to the pool tables and we started doing the spirit box session.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking questions. Then all of a sudden, something calls me a jackass to the spirit box.
Oh wow.
And it's like, yep, I am a jackass. How you doing? That's really the only thing. No, I'm sorry. I did set up trail cameras there, and one of the pictures did catch something. I don't remember what it was, but there was something in one of the pictures. But I'd
Okay.
have to go back and take a look at it. Okay,
Right,
this
right.
show has been on for 2.5 hours. We still have double digits in viewers. That's just
No,
awesome.
no. It's been going between like 10 to 13.
Yeah, that's just awesome that we have that many people watching us. So thank you guys.
We seem to have some loyal viewers in just about almost every week now. So it's awesome that they're willing to put up with
Absolutely,
us.
absolutely.
If it isn't ice.
And the loyalty is just, we recognize it,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and it's not just us. It's
Oh,
not
this is
just
a nice
us.
comments.
Yeah. But also, we're just going to be on our authentic selves.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But I do have to say this, Nick. You are looking so psychedelic right now.
Yeah, I know.
I look at that background, and the song "Champagne Supernova" comes to mind. I don't know if are you familiar with that song?
I might have to listen to a sample of it so I can't
Look it up
remember.
on YouTube. The band Oasis sings it.
Oh, Oasis. I know who they are.
Yeah, it's one of their songs. It is a very psychedelic song, let me tell you that, and it's a long song too.
I'm actually looking it up right now. What's it
Yeah,
called?
but it is so beautifully crafted too.
Champagne. You said Champagne Supernova.
Yeah, Champagne
Wow,
Supernova.
it's like 7.5 minutes. Jeez.
Yeah, I told you it's a long song. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I am going to guess that is Jennifer as Things Network. Is that you?
Yeah,
Jennifer?
it is. That is Jen. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Doing awesome. Real quick, like dancing to a
yeah, baby. However that goes. I don't know.
And you know what, Brad? You are so right. Music is no longer as good as it was in the 90s, early 2000s. That is so true. Though, in my opinion, the last.
Brad, let's go back even further into the 80s.
No,
Because to me, the 80s. Oh, that's Jan. That's Jan.
Oh, it's Jan. Okay,
yeah.
I thought it was Jen. Okay.
To me, the 80s came up with the best music.
Well,
early 80s to about mid 90s.
Oh, I was going to say 80s is still obviously the best, but I'm just saying that music was still good up until, in my opinion, until 2010. 2010 was the last full year, at least for me, that music. I mean, music was starting to suck, but there was still some good music that came out. But that was like after 2010, it was done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and over the last couple of years, every once in a while, there is a good track, that song that is good. But for the most part, no, it's not as good as it was 20, 30 years ago.
Right. Joshua, yes, they are. It is an amazing lyric. Noel is a really, really good songwriter. But the only thing about him is that he is very repetitive in his lyrics. The lyrics that he writes are great, but he is very repetitive.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's because of Noel. Also, Matt Scannell of Vertical Horizon, Richard Marks, Fee Waybill from the Tube. Those guys, they all write amazing lyrics, and that's what causes me to challenge myself into my own lyrics. In fact, I was just reading one of my lyrics the other night that I wrote a couple years ago called "The Hills Have Eyes." and that one is going to be on my next a cappella album. And I want to start recording that probably this next week. I'm going to start recording that album. I have already put out one lyric called "It's Not Happening," and the other one, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and put the lyric out for that yet, but it's called "The Hills Have Eyes." And to me, it is the most desolate lyric I've ever written.
That's awesome that you're calling it "The Hills Have Eyes," because I mean, all I keep thinking about is the movie.
Well, there is a story. So I was driving in Nevada for my annual bowling tournament. And the way that goes, I'm on Interstate 80 all the way through, normally from Chicago all the way to Reno. But this time I thought, I'm going to take a different route. So on 80, the first town in Nevada that you hit is West Wendover. And it's actually split over Nevada and Utah. Highway 93 goes south from West Wendover, and it goes to Ely, either Ely or Eli. It's Ely. Jennifer might know the correct pronunciation. But 93 goes down to Ely, and then it crosses 50. Highway 50 shoots straight across the center of Nevada and goes right into Carson City. And Carson City is just south of Reno.
Right.
Now, Highway 50 is labeled as the loneliest highway in the country.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh.
But I'm going to have to disagree with that. To me, Highway 93 is the loneliest highway in the country. Because in the amount of time from West Wendover to Ely, I forget how many miles. I want to say it was like 2 hours to drive. But there is nothing.
Oh, I believe that. I mean, it's got to be like just desert.
Nothing. It is the most desert there is.
Wow.
And hardly anybody drives on it. I would go for miles and miles and miles before I ever see another car. I think in a 1 hour span, I saw 4 vehicles besides myself.
Well,
and out there in Nevada, it's just nothing but planes, nothing.
I gotta say, I mean, the fact that you were driving on this road, imagine if you were driving on that road at night, being the only car there, in such a secluded and empty highway where you don't see cars for miles. I mean, just seeing that pitch blackness in front of you almost makes it look like you're driving into an endless pit. Yeah, see, Josh even said this. Yeah. What happens if you break down in the desert?
Exactly. And there is no, because I've tried to go live on my phone. I've tried to go live on the old page, and I could not get a signal to go live.
Well, I believe that.
I don't remember if I had a signal to call out, but I know I didn't have a signal to get on the internet. Okay. But here's the thing. It's all desert. So and you got the 4 planes on the other, nothing. Except at one point, I saw one lonely tree. It was 5 feet off the highway, and there was a folding chair sitting underneath it.
Wait, hold on a sec. You said that you kind of broke up there for a second. What was underneath it?
There was a folding chair sitting underneath that tree.
That's weird. That's
Yeah,
really weird.
there was when I drove by it. Now I am going back to Reno in June next year. That's
Okay.
what usually it's in April, but I'm going in June next. That's when I got my bowling tournament scheduled, and I'm going to take that highway again. I'm going to take 93 down to 50. I want to see if that chair is still there, and if it is, I'm stopping and taking a picture, and I'm putting Lucy on that chair.
I was gonna say, if
Yeah.
there's somebody sitting in that
And,
chair next time, run.
yeah, and
Like run
Jennifer,
like hell.
that was another thing that I was going to mention. With nothing being around it, that would be the perfect setting to do sky watching.
Yeah,
Because you
what
would
was
be able to
that?
see everything in the sky. You'd be able
Yeah,
to see all the
Josh said
stars. Be able to see.
it's
You'd probably even be able to see the Milky Way.
I'm sure, because even Josh here says I'm sure you'd see
Yeah.
lots of activity in the sky though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, he's probably talking UFO activities. You
Yeah.
might,
Well,
maybe,
probably
I
a
don't know.
combination.
Yeah, you might. It's the perfect setting. Um,
That's what the chair is for, possibly. To do it if it's there, Jen says.
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely going to do it this time. Because I even though I had the time to go there, I still had a little bit of a time crunch. But this time, I'm going to make sure I stop for that tree in the chair.
Jeez,
Um,
it's just bizarre to go driving in the middle of nowhere and you come
yeah,
across the
really
only
is
tree for
because
miles.
there is nothing for miles, nothing for many miles, and you have that one tree there, and you
And
have
there's a
that
chair.
chair. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So that's why when I go back next year, I'm going to take that highway again, so that I can see if that chair is still there, because
Um,
it's just so out of place there.
yeah. Like you'd never expect that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
But anyway, yeah. So 93 to me is the loneliest highway in the country. Um, and so I started brainstorming all of these different scenarios into my head. Um, and then that was where the core of the lyric for "The Hills Have Eyes."
okay.
And um, and then I just started writing it, and when I wrote it, I look at it, I'm like, this is probably the saddest thing I've ever written. Um, it's not about any specific thing, but I just took everything that I could. Well, it depends on which version you're asking about, Brad.
There's a different story to each.
Yeah. And so I just threw everything I could into it. And the first word is desolation.
Right.
It is desolation, something, something. How did I get here? How did I get here? Um, it's not about any specific thing, but it's basically can be interpreted as you are very alone. You have nothing. You have nobody. You are literally the loneliest person in the world. That's how it can be interpreted as.
Well, if you kind
I
of think of
everything I could into this thing, um, and to me, it's one of my most favorite things I've ever written.
if you kind of thinking about it, actually, like when you're in an area like that out in Nevada, it really kind of shows that even in this day and age, it's like only a small percentage of like some of our major cities covers the entire country. Like even still to this day, more than 95% of both the United States and Canada and even Mexico is still rural. So it really shows that much of, good portion throughout North America, it's still relatively uninhabited. And when you're driving out through those areas, again, whether it's the US, Canada, or Mexico, it's still very secluded in a very lonely area. You're not going to encounter too many people.
So yeah, and that's a clue. I wanted to throw that into this thing. How does the verse go? It's like, so I keep on running and I keep on driving, chasing the sun into the night.
Okay.
Something like that.
Brad's asking, do you have a...
I had it with me now, but it's at home. But
Brad's asking, do you have a meaningful favorite?
To me, it's one of my favorite pieces, and I am going to share it, and I am going to put it on my next album.
Awesome.
So what year did I start the network?
Well, Brad's asking about, do you have a meaningful favorite number?
I do, but it's for Brad. Plain and simple, it's for naughty reasons. That's all I'm going to say. It's for naughty reasons. That's all I will say. So, anyway, the Things Network, the original Things Network, I launched it in 2018. And what that was basically like what the Taps family is, where you have different teams around the country and around the world. And if we get the calls that's too far from us, we call them and give them the case. That was the original Things Network. Now, the Things, that is now the Things family. And the Things family is going under a revision, and I have been working on this for a long time. I've already started putting out little feelers here and there. What is for? Nick knows what I've been doing with the Things family.
Jeremy, you're kind of
breaking up. I haven't really made any of it public yet, but I'm hoping to really soon. But the original Things Network is now the Things family, and the Things Network that you know now was just launched last year. It was announced at the very end of September last year, and it was officially launched on October 29th last year. No, Joshua, Things separated from Pun. That's what it was. We separated.
That's exactly what we did. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's now called Paralinks.
Yeah.
Here's Robo Jeremy again.
There was just stuff. Yeah. There was just stuff going on, and we just broke away.
What is your shirt size?
I wear a 3X, but I can wear a 2, but I feel more comfortable on the 3.
Yeah, Josh, so you don't have to explain.
Yeah, so the Things Network that you know now is not even a year old. We officially launched October 22nd. October 29th. And we did that with the first episode of the second season of 13th Dimension, and then from there we had all the shows come up, and we have almost 30 shows now on the network.
Yep.
Uh,
With now the
so
addition of
actually, probably less than that now.
yeah.
After,
Well,
yeah,
don't forget you have the addition of Don's new show too. So
that's
it's
including
just
Tom.
yep. Oh, it is
That's
including
including
Don's.
Tom's
Okay.
show. Yeah. Um, but I do have to say, I was very, very nervous, and I even explained that during the first episode, the first show, that I was very nervous about the Thames Network because even though I had ran the Pun Network, it wasn't my network. Even though there were a lot of people that thought that I was the owner of it, but I wasn't. I was the general manager of it. The Thames Network I do own, and I'm very nervous about it because I don't know what the reception is going to be. Uh, Luckily, the reception was very good, um, with the exception of a few people here and there, but they didn't matter. Um, and the network has grown so much, um, and now that we are on other platforms, because this show here alone is on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Okay.
And I'm currently building up LinkedIn and TikTok so that this show can go there as well. Um, so this show is on Things Network, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. It is also on the Universal page, um, the 13th Dimension YouTube page. Um, it is on the Hoosiers Investigating New Ghost Society Facebook page. What is that seventh one?
Josh
I
is
can't
like
think of I can't
he
think of
doesn't
what the
do
seventh
tick.
one is.
Josh says he doesn't do TikTok, but he'll join the other platforms though.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's actually why I am expanding out to the different platforms because not everybody is going to use TikTok. Not everybody is sleep. Not everybody is going to use Facebook. Some people only use Twitter. Some people only use Twitch. Only use this. Only use that. So that's why I'm trying to cover the market.
That for me, I'm kind of one of those people. I use most of the time Facebook. I mean, as much as I, hate
Yeah.
what Facebook, as much as I hate what Facebook has become nowadays, the problem is that there are just so many of these social media apps. I can't keep up with all of them. Like
Right.
just because let's say for example one of our newest ones TikTok. So just because they're saying oh TikTok is now so popular everybody's using it, that doesn't mean that later this year or even next year something else is going to come out to take its place. They're just coming by so fast. So in the end, it's just you just can't keep up with all. And also, excuse me, um, if you were to try to have all these apps and you had all these friends of yours on Facebook to go through, that also have these apps, you would have to go through the stressful, difficult process of re-adding. Like, let's say you have 3,000 friends on Facebook. You would have to go through the entire process of re-adding 3,000 friends at a time on each of those apps. And, for most of us, we just don't have time to do that because we
Well,
got so much else to do. And Josh
let
makes a
them
good
do
point.
it.
Yeah, we're so used to Facebook.
And now, as far as Facebook goes, I am
There are
I am
calls
so
for
disappointed
TikTok to
in
be
Facebook.
banned.
Yeah, I am so disappointed in Facebook. Because of the algorithms that they have and all of that. And
They didn't
if it
have the tech.
wasn't for my paranormal team, I said this numerous times. If it wasn't for my team, I wouldn't even be on Facebook.
Right.
Um,
And when you
but
think
for
about it
now,
too, it wasn't. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, I was going to say, but now we got this network, and it's doing so incredibly well. But
Yep.
it's doing so well because we have so many great hosts, and we have such a great audience. And if it wasn't for both of them, this network wouldn't exist.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm just gonna say is, yes, obviously Facebook. I mean, it wasn't like this 10 years ago. It used to be a lot more flexible. That's true, but again, it's kind of the
And
same
now they're
thing.
coming back on you for stuff you posted 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know that sucks, but honestly, if not, it's kind of the same thing for me. Like, if not for all these paranormal connections and groups, and even this network, I wouldn't be using Facebook. And not to mention, especially not for all these international connections, because to be completely honest, to kind of make a partial repeat, if not for when we were still on Pun, I would have, or if not for Facebook, I would have met you guys on when we used to be
Right.
part of Pun. So I will give some, beneficial things for Facebook, but in the end, Facebook's just it's not what it was 10, 15 years ago.
Right. Or even 2 years ago.
Or
Honestly.
even 2 years. Yeah, 2 years ago even. It was a lot more. I think it's just different staff members taking over.
Yeah. And for those of you who are not aware, Nick and I just happened to meet by complete random chance.
Yeah.
It was almost by accident, really.
Yeah, it was almost 2 years ago. Now that I think about it, I think it was
Just about.
I think it was either in September or October of 2020.
It was in October.
Yep.
So the second, 9th, the 15th.
Yep.
October 16th.
Okay. Yeah, that was just like it was such an unexpected invite when you guys invited me on because what I always do a lot whenever I come across different paranormal shows and I have interest in wanting to be a guest on them. I thought to myself when I came across you guys, I thought, okay, I've been watching this, network for a while, but I don't remember seeing this show. Like what I always went through this routine that okay, I'll say a couple comments here and there, and then after watching like 3 shows, I would directly message you guys and say, hey, you guys do a really good show. If you're interested in looking for more guests, I'd be happy to come on. But before that thought ever came up, that's when you guys invited. I'm like, oh wow, that was fast.
Yeah, and the friendship that we've had just built from there.
Oh yeah, I was excited that night when you guys invited me on. I was just like, wow, check that out.
So now Nick is a member of the investigation team.
Yep.
He is also a staff member for the network. He recruited like half of the shows that we have. We wouldn't have half of our shows if it weren't for Nick. I'm going to be honest about that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was just I've been very beneficial for it.
Yes, very beneficial. So yeah, it was just a complete accidental, random chance that we met, and now he is such a huge component of things, literally and figuratively.
Jill's asking, how do we get hired to your team, though? Just wondering.
There is no set process. It's one of those things where the situation has to be right. Yeah. Well, okay. It's just got to be the right situation, the right timing. in all of that, because I don't just bring people on willy-nilly. There is a lot of thought into it. There is a lot of consideration, because not only am I thinking, okay, I want to bring Nick in, but how beneficial is it going to be for us to have Nick? And how beneficial is it going to be for Nick to be with us? So I gotta look at both ways.
Mm-hmm.
If I see that the potential is great for both ends, even still, that's when I'm going to move forward and really put a lot more thought into it. So when the time finally came for Nick, I just had to wait for the right moment.
Right. And even if I knew that I had that interest in wanting to join, I knew it was going to take some time.
Yeah.
Because at that time, too, that's when I was still trying to run my own paranormal team. But my team, unfortunately, was kind of falling apart at that time. I still remember that we did form an alliance between both teams for a while, but unfortunately, things were just not working out for the old team. So I had no choice but to close it down. Jeremy, I think you're frozen. I think we just lost Jeremy there for a second.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll. Oh, wait, you're back. You're back.
Like what Jill was saying, you got to have the dynamics. You got to have that chemistry, because if you don't, it's not going to work.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to that, you know. But yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about it and considering before I even bring somebody onto it.
And that's kind of the same thing. It's the same thing too with me. I mean, I think to myself, like, well, how good is this person going to be? Are they going to be reliable, to bring on to investigations and stuff? I mean, understandable, yes, a lot of times we're always busy with, work and our jobs and, other stuff going on. But, is this actually something, you want to be a part of? It's just,
Right.
I'm trying to think of the right word to basically say. I used to say I was kind of very selective. You just don't want to bring any wops off the streets. So in other words, it's like
you have to be selective. Because, well, I'm just going to say it. There've been times where I have brought in the wrong people on the team. I didn't realize it at the time, but they proved it over a period of time, and they had to be removed.
Yep, I know that. And the same thing with me too. There's been a lot of people out there who I've had to deal with that I thought were good, and they eventually they proved not to, so they had to go.
Yeah. Now, in terms of the thing's family, I'm going to be a little bit more lenient than that, because with the Thames family, they are not necessarily going to be representing things. They are their own entity. They are just going to have the support and the recommendations from us. It's not like some of the other organizations out there where, okay, your team is going to join us, so that means you have to have our name in your team. It's not going to. No, I will not do anything like that.
Yeah.
Now, That said, if somebody wanted to start a things chapter in whatever state they're in, then we can do that. But again, for something like that, I would be extremely selective because they will be carrying the thing's name.
Right.
And that's why Adrienne heads up things of Colorado.
Well, Jill, she said this thing. She ever wants moves towards that direction, maybe a few years, she wants to apply to the team for location investigation. So who knows? You may eventually have a Things California chapter.
There you go. There would have to be a lot of discussions between Jill and myself for that.
Right.
But yeah.
She said she'd like to be she would like to be part of an investigative team, but she'll get there too eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and it wasn't my idea to do things chapters like that. Adrienne actually brought that up to me. I'm like, you know what? If there was anybody that I would trust to head up a chapter, it would be Adrienne. Because I know how Adrienne is. She is straight up, no bullshit. She will tell you what it is. And like like she admitted earlier in the show, she can be a bit of a hothead.
Yeah, she can be.
Yeah, but you know that's just part of her personality. And it's good to know that she is the way that she is. She's not going to let anybody walk all over her.
Mm-mm.
So if there was anybody that I would trust to head up a thing, it was definitely Adrienne.
Just keep bringing her coffee.
How much hate, Brad, did you get from that? And I have also offered a things chapter to someone else.
Oh, really?
I have, but she, I don't think feels she's ready for that.
If you don't mind me asking, what state would it have been in?
I'd rather not say.
Okay.
I'd rather not say because I don't want anybody thinking, oh well, this person thinks they're too good. No, it's not. It's not that.
Right.
But I did offer one other person in their respective state. Just wasn't ready for it. And that's another thing, Josh. I'm always willing to give a chance, especially when it's a show. You know,
right.
If you want to try out a show, come on, try it out. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
That's basically what Don is doing now with his new show, because he was obviously a little nervous right before we went on live. He wasn't fully sure if he was ready for something like this. So that's why, if you watch the show, I started the show myself because obviously everybody knows who I am. No one's ever met Don before.
I talked you into doing that show.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I wanted people to see a familiar face where I'm talking first and then eventually introduce Don. And that's when you hear me say, like, Don, from this point on, you have the floor. But even then, he was still kind of a little bit nervous. He wasn't fully sure how to start things. So, yes, there were times I was maybe talking a little bit too much, but I wanted to give him that type of that comfort and that thought, like saying, well, almost sending that message saying, well, if Nick can do it, then I could probably do it myself. It's like he's just kind of showing me how he does it. So eventually that way I can do it myself. So as time goes by with his new show, you know, I'll still be in the conversation, but I just may not speak as much as I normally do because by then Don should be able to handle it. So as far as I'm concerned, with the viewers that we had, because we had a lot of viewers watching that night, the show went really well for him. So I think he has, as Josh just said, I think Don certainly now has a lot of confidence for his show.
Joshua, let me tell you this. When I first started doing podcasts, I was not very confident either. I wasn't sure how it was going to work out because I had done some lives, but those were from, doing my car, doing the lives while I was driving to an investigation or from an investigation. I did plenty of those. And also doing stuff at vacations, but actually doing a show, I was extremely nervous. I did not know how it was going to go. I personally, before, I never felt like I was photogenic or one of those people that's the camera loves you. I was never like that. But if you ask Adrienne, she would tell you that I'm a natural in front of the camera. But it took time for me to feel comfortable in front of the camera. It took time.
For me, I got used to it very quickly. It wasn't like something that, it took time for me to get through. I was already used to it because normally I'm not really a camera shy person. So in fact, the first show, as far as I know, that I've ever done on camera, and this is someone we both know, Jeremy, was now 4 years ago. Excuse me. Oh wait, no, actually, I think even 5 years ago. It might have been 2017 or 2018, and that was when the first show I ever appeared on was Matt TV from Canada. So because Matt Grant and I had already become really good friends. So I didn't see it as a huge issue of coming onto Facebook Live because, back in the days when people used to use, Skype and especially Uvo, I was already used to being on camera. So coming on to a show like Matt TV was not that big of an issue for me.
Now, I may be outgoing in all of that on camera. But in person, I am actually a very reserved person. I can be quiet, not all the time, as Nick knows, but I can be very quiet. But I'm also observant. I am always watching people. Always. So anybody who's watching me, keep that in mind. But in person, I don't want to say shy, but I can be shy. But when I get in the moment or when I get into my groove, oh boy. Especially when it comes to leading the meetings or explaining stuff before an investigation, things like that.
Right.
And Nick understands that too.
Mm-hmm.
Jill.
Wait, what did Jill's just say? Hang on.
She
always
says
watching
me too. Okay, Jill. Yeah, you're just joking, all right.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Yeah. So now, what Pascal was, I hope I pronounced that name right, Pascal. How many teams are in the network?
Yeah, I was going to get back to that.
Yeah, the Things family is we have over 50 teams, a majority of it here in the U.S., several teams in international, Australia, Europe.
Pascal, he's from the Netherlands. He mentioned that earlier in the show.
Okay. I do want teams from Asia. I want teams from Africa. I want teams from South America. By the time I am done with the revamping of the Things family and rolling it out, it can very potentially have hundreds of teams, individuals.
I forgot to mention, don't forget Central America too. As you mentioned, all the
Central America technically is part of North America.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but yeah, they really should just consider it its own continent.
Yeah,
just saying.
That's how I've always looked at Central America as its own continent, because it's just like, you know.
Okay,
what about?
I am not touching that. I'm
not touching that either.
I am going to ignore that comment. Things Universal. So I started that page 2 years ago because the group page that I ran before that got stolen from me. Plain and simple. In fact, in the address, the website address for that group page still carries the Thing's name. So, so I created Things Universal, and basically all it was just a public front for the team. That was all it was. And the problem with Things Universal is that I allowed it to suffer because I didn't really do much with it. I just created it, and there you go. You know, because I was so focused on the work that I was putting in with Pun, and then I was so focused with the work that I was putting in for Things Network that I let the Universal page just kind of slip into bylines.
Right.
So the viewership there suffered, the engagement there suffered. And I just recently took that from a public group to a private group because so many people were requesting to participate in it, but it wasn't raising the membership number. And so when I inquired about that, they said that if you make your page private, then people won't be able to request to participate anymore. They have to join to do stuff. Okay. So again, I thought on this for 6 months before I finally took it to private because I was weighing out the pros and cons of it. I don't do things willy-nilly. When I do stuff, it's very deliberate and is very well thought out. Or I try for it to be well thought out because hi, Jacqueline. Good morning.
Oh, Jacqueline. Good to see you. Yeah.
And Jacqueline, prime example of one of the many great hosts that we have. For those of you who may not be aware, Jacqueline has a show on Mondays called Paranormal. Boy,
Paranormal Peeps.
Too damn early. I'm sorry, that's too damn early. Unless you investigate it, then that's okay. But she has Actually, it's 5,000. But she has a show called Paranormal Path Peeps.
Yeah,
It
peeps, yeah.
is
It's on Mondays.
3 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And I was honored to be one of her guests. Some
I
time ago.
eventually became a guest too. Eventually on her show. Yep.
um. So yeah, so I decided to make the universal page private. Again, a lot of thought went into that before I finally did it. But eventually, the purpose of things universal is for it to be.
I'm speaking to some local Wild Bill on Monday. Too bad
And
Wild Bill's
Wild Bill
not
will
watching.
also be debuting a new show this coming Thursday called The Rantings of a Mad Man. Not
It's too bad.
Madman,
What?
Mad Man.
Mad Man. Like think
Yeah.
of it as like Mad Max, if you will.
So
But too bad Wild
that
Bill wasn't
would be
watching
a
though.
fun show to watch.
Yeah, that should be. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
It's hard to find people to trust
So
most of them.
Things Universal, my current plan with that page right now is once I start getting everything rolled out, is that the Things Universal is going to be the central hub for everything things. But not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. It will be. It's just going to take some time. There are so many things that I'm working on. It's ridiculous.
It's a lot to always sometimes put all that stuff up. So
yeah, just like this weekend, I'm filming for a documentary.
Right.
That's why I'm here in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, oh man, it's almost 11:30.
I was gonna say it's still got to be Eastern time out in Vermont.
Yeah, it's 11:30. I haven't had anything to eat yet.
I haven't eaten either, but before we go, Brad's asking this, so he has to ask, how big is Mansfield? Which, as far as I know, that place is huge.
Massive. Yeah.
It's a massive building, Brad. You'll be surprised once. The first time I saw it,
there's multiple buildings, isn't it?
No, it's one full building because if you remember, like the courtyard, they tore the rest of that whole thing down. Literally, like a few years out. I think it was I think it was 2 years after they did Shawshank Redemption. So I believe it was 1996, and they tore that entire back like courtyard area, and they right before they were going to finish the job. That's when the city of Mansfield was like, "No, stop!" And as a result, the rest, like the front facade of Mansfield, still exists to this day, along with the cell blocks.
Because for some reason I was thinking that Mansfield had numerous buildings, but I must be thinking of another one.
And Brad, sorry, I was going to answer Brad. Yeah, Brad, this was Parasite. Yeah, Parasite Con was held at Mansfield. Yes.
And Josh, I'm going to admit it is overwhelming. Everything that I'm doing,
Yeah.
I am not going to lie about that. It is very overwhelming, but I am just doing a little bit here and there to keep the pace going. I am in Rutland, Vermont. I'm in Rutland, Vermont because I will be investigating at Wilson Castle.
And that's a good place I heard to investigate.
Yeah, I've got 3 walkies with me.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you guys haven't seen these, and I haven't really brought them on investigations, but I actually do have a full set of walkie-talkies. I believe I got about, for me, I got about, oh man, it's been a long time since I've seen them. I have them downstairs in the basement. I got about
I used to have 4, but someone stole one of them.
Well, for me, I got about 8 to 10 of them. 8 to 10
I need to
walkie.
get that many.
Well, no, the reason why I got so many was I actually got them for a relatively cheap price, because usually when you get those type of walkie-talkies, they're usually, especially that many, it's expensive as hell. But for me, I got them. I got them. I must have got them somewhere between 75. It was like.
I am going to recuperate when I am laying in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
That's when I'll be recuperating.
That's what people used to correct me when I said there's the walkie-talkies. Yeah, I mean, the ones I have, like I said, the whole set must have cost anywhere between $75 to $100. I do not know if that price still exists for them. This was about 4 or 5 years ago I got them, if not even a little bit longer. But I was able to get like an 8 to 10 set walkie-talkie set. So if anybody needs them for such a large location, I got them.
Yeah.
Just think about getting a 20-pack Brad set.
Yeah. So yeah, I do have several things I'm working on. I am planning on writing 2 books. One's going to be about Lucy, fictional. It'll be a fictional book about Lucy.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm also going to be writing a book based off of my accident. So that's
really? I didn't know
yeah.
I didn't know anything about that.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on writing a book about it. In fact, I even have the title for it. It's going to be my accidental memoir.
That's a good name. I like it.
Yeah. Can I even lay in bed that long? Oh, yes, I can, Joe. Yes, I can. When I was in the hospital, if I wasn't doing physical therapy, my ass was in that bed because I was milking it as much as I could.
Jacqueline saying, great show. What I caught, I best try and sleep. It's nearly 5 a.m. She'll PM you your book. She has a website.
Okay, cool. And then I also have other ventures that I'm working on. One of them Nick does not know about.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not surprised.
Well, once you find out about this one, you'll understand. This one is going to be huge, but you're still working on the details about that one.
My dad says why don't you just form your own team here, get all your own equipment if you love this so much. Just glad he approves of my interest. Don't spread yourself too thick, Josh says.
Yeah.
There was
trust me, Josh. There's a whole lot of me to go around.
Here's what I was looking for. Joe was saying this. I do think I want to consider a Cali branch if I don't leave her more like I've been slightly eager to by browsing around other states to live in. She was talking earlier about when we were talking about other branches and chapters. Is waiting for her son to finish high school, so maybe 2025 she wouldn't mind branching out elsewhere when she finds a good place to go home, hopefully a haunted spot. And then eventually one other.
We all want to live in a haunted.
Yeah. And then finally, one other one here was Josh saying that he's thinking about starting a Florida chapter.
Okay. Again, Josh, that would take a lot of discussions. It really would. So, I don't know. I need to see.
You're all by when I make my dreams come true.
So yeah, I am planning on writing 2 books. And with that, I am planning on starting up my own publishing imprint. But that's no big secret. I've been wanting to do that for a long time.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I want to do something with my lyrics because I have been writing lyrics for almost for 30 years now. I
Right.
want to do something with my lyrics.
Thanks, Brad. Because he saw me sneeze. That's why. Maybe one day, not tomorrow. Josh says.
Yeah. So basically, just be a brand, pretty much.
Right. Such great motivators for the field.
Yeah, we do have a lot of really, really good motivators in the field. There are so many good ones out there, but the problem is they get overshadowed by a lot of fakes out there and a lot of people. And so sometimes those motivators, they tend to get overlooked, which is really unfortunate.
Because you got a lot of people out there who just want to, they basically want to have the piece of the pie. They want to have all that popularity. They want all that attention and stuff like that. So they come up with that kind of, the same thing, but put it in their own way. And I don't know. I mean, when we were kind of talking earlier about how we sometimes have had to be selective for certain people, like to join, the team or whatever. Over the last couple of years, as I've gone to, become more well known in the field, there's literally a few people who have came up to me basically and said they like to work with us, and they say, well, have you invested? And one of my first questions would be well, have you done investigations? Have you done anything like this in the past? And they say, may say something like, well, I'm actually a medium, and my first question is, well, what's your name? Or I'm part, or they may say, well, I'm part of a paranormal team. I'm like, oh, really? What part of a paranormal team are you on? And they say, well, it's just that I kind of gotten started, and I don't mean to be blunt, but sometimes I'm just like, well, if I haven't heard of you, or I haven't seen what team you're part of, you can't even tell me a name or whatever. You're not someone I know that's in the paranormal field. But that's just my opinion.
Bring up Josh's last comment.
Yeah, it's just Josh made a great point.
So I do want to adjust that. When I started, I never cared about fame. I didn't give a shit about it.
No.
Still don't. But one thing that I've come to realize is that doing what I'm doing, not necessarily just a podcast and all of that stuff, but all the other things that I do, is that it does get you name recognition. And people are going to recognize you for it. I can't tell you how many times people just say, oh man, you're so famous, you're a big star. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, I mean,
how do you know me?
Yeah, I mean, put it this way. The way how I kind of see things is like when I started making all these new connections within the last couple of years, it wasn't necessarily that, it wasn't because I was looking for fame or anything like that. It was just more or less to kind of just, some people may still consider it for fame, but, everyone has their own opinions about this. It's just more or less, kind of getting my name out there and just making, new connections. In other words, basically making new friendships, connecting with people.
It was never even about putting my name out there. I don't care about my name. I wanted things out there.
Right.
But along the way, my name did get put out there.
Yeah.
And then everything just, it was just a natural evolution of things. Coming onto the podcast and then having the own network, it was just an evolution.
Right.
When I first started, it was never even a thought that I would have a network that or even be a host on a show. That thought was never there until Mr. Scott Wilson put the idea in my head.
And it's the same
Because
thing
he
with me,
thought I
too.
had a show at one point. I'm like, no, not me. You're thinking of someone else. And that was when he planted the idea of me and him doing the show, and that's where 13th Dimension came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, everything just progressed from there.
Jill
Yeah.
and Brad make some interesting comments here, and Josh too.
Yeah, I do believe that all of this has been a calling. Yeah, it's really all I can say.
It's like what Brad said, kind of like with me. It's about the friendships and getting to find answers at places, and
right.
and also,
and that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. That's what I will not be going live, but that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. And then we do want Scott back on the 13th.
Yeah, we do. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. But he's got a lot of health issues he's got to deal with, not just him, but his wife.
Mm-hmm. And Jill makes another good comment here. She just put this up. I've needed this community for the support I've received because I never really found it in my life. So much support in this field and interest.
And you know what? I am willing to support anybody if they are real, authentic, and their heart is in the right place. You are going to get all of my support. And
yeah, we know.
We're
we
not,
know
we're not
about that.
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
Yep.
We support people and we help people.
We do have our times. I was gonna say we do have our times, obviously, where we joke around and we have fun and stuff like that. But in the end, we try to help people out as much as we can.
Yeah.
That's what's most important.
And when we do joke around, we keep it clean.
What was that last part? You kind of.
When we do joke around, we keep it clean.
Yeah,
but I also want to add in 95% of the time.
Not like what it was with with Chad and Jed earlier, along with Adrienne. That's just part of the 5%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, seriously, 95% of the time we keep it clean.
Yeah.
Brad makes a good point. Even when we keep it clean, we still get Facebook jail.
Brad, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
I'm not touching that one.
No. He did that to himself. But how he was able to comment, I have no idea. Because Joshua about said the same thing a couple weeks ago, right. A few weeks ago. He said just about the exact same damn thing. And he couldn't comment on any show for a week.
Oh, really?
So I don't know how Brad got around it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Josh, you got to be careful on Facebook because he's so careful what he says.
Jill, perfect example. Yes. We need people in this field to bring in certain skills. Clarissa has a I want to say a psychology. Clarissa. She has a psychology background. She went to school for it. And she's bringing that with her on these investigations. people need to bring what they went to school for on these cases, rather if it's psychology, or anything, even if it's a trade skill. You can utilize a trade skill in the paranormal. Any skill that you learn, you can utilize it and adapt it to this field. Any skill.
Mm-hmm. Jill said she would work on that.
Yes, absolutely, Jill. Work on that.
Maybe it's the cockroach chokes they want more. She said she has a social work certificate and a lot of counseling background college-wise, so she can use this together somehow.
Okay, so with that, so that tells me is she can study people and really read into what they're not saying. And she can utilize that on interviews of investigations. And she can also use that as a means of steering the interviews to trying to get the answers she needs from these people so that she can be able to use those answers, bring it to her team, and the team can use that to fully help the family.
Right.
So with that kind of a background, we need people like that.
Definitely.
Trade skills. If you know how to build equipment, Brad. Engineering skills. You can use that to make equipment and also
like a tech guy.
Yeah. But well, not necessarily just a tech guy, but somebody who can really build equipment and experiment with different types of equipment. Like there's one piece of equipment that I'm thinking right now, based off of a conversation that I had with somebody before, that I would love to see put into place, but it would take a lot of engineering to make it.
Who would that be?
Yeah.
Tech nerd. She said, plus the interview background for my journalism, received Medal of Honor in high school for journalism skills, so I've got you covered in that area for sure. Oh, Len, I have an associate degree in automotive repair, an associate degree in accounting, an associate in business mag, and bachelor's degree in business mag. I didn't know about that, Len.
So with that, what Len is putting out there, with that, he can put those skills towards running the team, keep it efficient, and also if the team does deal with money, like merchandise and things like that, that's where he can really help out on.
Certainly.
When did we become like a motivational team, Nick?
In a way, yeah.
When did that happen?
Probably in the last couple of years, I would probably say.
I guess.
That's just my guess.
And McDonald's is probably not even open anymore. That's okay. I brought snacks with me just in case.
I'm surprised you didn't eat early before you got to the hotel.
Actually, I stopped for gas in Salamanca.
Salamanca, really?
Yeah.
What a
and
coincidence.
I ate at the Burger King there. Yeah,
That's awesome. The same one that
I
we were
thought, why
at.
not?
Same one
Yeah,
that we
I
were at a
figured why
couple
not?
weeks ago. Oh, it looks like my background is off now, so that's okay. Joe's asking, can you order Grubhub or something, Jeremy?
I don't do Grubhub or DoorDash or any of that stuff. I don't do that.
I've never
I'm the
done it
kind of
before.
person who's I just do it myself.
No Circle K. What's Circle K?
That's a gas station.
Oh, it's a gas station. Okay, we don't have those here in Illinois, so I'm not sure what. I've never seen a Circle K before.
Yeah,
I
I
envy all your
Circle,
road trippings you
Circle
both
K
do.
is like one of the lower gas stations. You know how you have your Shell and Marathon,
Yeah,
and then the next tier down, it's like Lexus or Swifty or something like that. That's
right.
like how Circle K is. It's like a lower tier gas station.
Is that more like an East Coast gas station?
It's one of those gas stations that don't put the additives into their gas.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Joe describes it as Circle K is like 7-Eleven for slushies, etc. Racetrack. What?
You don't see 7-Elevens very often anymore.
Now I don't get that. Speaking of which, it's almost 7-Eleven day.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what Josh is referring to, saying racetrack.
Probably
then,
7 the Circle K.
And then love Wawa. What is he talking about?
Okay,
I
that I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, it's like I have no idea what Josh is talking about. So, well, I live in the woods and it's closest. They're a little outdated, Jill is saying. The other thing I got to say too is that, oh my God, now I just lost. It's another gas station. Okay.
Okay, I am not familiar with that brand.
What's your favorite road trip food to go eat?
Spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's.
We actually do have a Wendy's just 2 minutes away from here. Although I can't walk to it though. It's like on another road. No other gas stations. Yeah. I don't know what Wawa is, seeing they have great food. And I was going to answer earlier about, oh, yes, Culver's. Culver's is good, especially their cheese curds.
Culver's is good.
Culver's is good. I just had that. In fact, I just had that yesterday, including the cheese curds. Those are the best.
Now, I got the spicy chicken from Burger King there at Salamanca, but I forgot how thick the chicken was. So I ended up parking back there in the back so that I could eat it because I can still only open my mouth so much, and that chicken sandwich is just a little bit bigger than what I can open up with. So no way that I can eat and drive.
See, ours is an In-N-Out Burgers here in Cali. Must try. That sounds more like a restaurant, like a California restaurant.
I have never had an In-N-Out burger.
Chester's has good fried chicken, nicer gas stations. I've heard of Chester's before. We don't have them here in Chicago.
You what, good chicken, good chicken, Church's chicken. They got good chicken.
What place is it called?
Church's chicken.
Oh, Church. I don't think we have that here.
It's like KFC or Popeyes, but it's better. It is so good. Church's chicken.
You know another good place, and we actually used to have these in Chicago. And this was back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and I think it was up to the 90s when they no longer had them. Another good place is Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box is good. And I enjoy.
Yeah, we used to have them. We used to have them here, but they
Okay,
shut them all
Brad's
down.
asking for it now. What he did with Adrienne and the coffee, he's now doing with me with chicken.
Well, with Jack in the Box, like I said, we used to have them all over in Chicago, and they started closing them down about like 25 years ago. And the only
Yeah, the
existence of
only Jack in the Boxes that I see are out on the west side.
yeah, they are in fact, if you ever come down, whenever you have a chance of coming,
Never had a Whataburger either.
oh, Whataburger, I've had that. That's more of a southern based fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
Their stuff is good, but in fact, funny enough, we've actually been trying to get a Whataburger burger to open up here in Chicago, but that hasn't happened.
I'm down to 6% on my phone, so I'm not going to be able to stay
Okay.
on my phone.
Well, I'm just
Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A is good. I've had them once.
I've never had Chick-fil-A.
It's pretty good.
If you want good food, go to North Carolina. Go to Ham's Best Burgers.
Okay, never heard of them.
Florida is south, but they left Florida. No, I was going to say.
I do want to try the Whataburger. I do want to try the In-N-Out.
It's good.
Yeah.
Don actually recently tried it when he used to work at his old job, because he sometimes had to go down to different states, including some of the southern states. So he had the chance of trying it. It's really good still, I was told. But like I said, if you ever come out to Illinois, the only evidence you'll ever find of Jack in the Box, the only area Illinois will ever have a Jack in the Box is southern Illinois. And ironically enough, it's down in Alton, Illinois. That's the closest Jack in the Box we got.
Jill, yes, I am. It's called Wilson Castle.
Yep. Wilson Castle.
It's in Proctor, Vermont, which is just the next town over. I'm like 10 minutes away from the castle.
That's a really big place, isn't it?
It's not big. From the look of it, I would say it's about twice the size of Wildwood, maybe.
Hardee's used to be good, but now it's not as good anymore. Not to mention the prices they got there.
I just go to Hardee's for the biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, I was there. I was there a couple weeks ago with Tom. I think it was when we were on our way back home from Mansfield, Ohio. We stopped there, and I mean the fries were still good, but to me the burgers just weren't as good. But more importantly, though, the prices were insane.
Jill, no, I won't be able to. A lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing tomorrow is classified, so I'm not going to be able to talk much about it. I might be able to talk about my experiences, but the experiments that we're going to be doing, I am not going to be able to talk about that. But also, Jill, just to throw this out there, I'm going to be in Reno next June. So think about that.
Back in grade school, Hardee's was the bomb. Yeah, like I said, it used to be good stuff, but not anymore, sadly. It used to be awesome. Well, we actually had a Hardee's just down the road from here, but they closed that down about 2 years ago.
The biscuits and gravy is still good to me. And yeah, Hardee's is closing everywhere. We just had a Hardee's we built in Fort Wayne.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they just built a new one about 2 years ago. But that's the only thing I get at Hardee's now is the biscuits and gravy or the breakfast platter.
If obviously, I think you can kind of already imagine, like, if I had to choose which is the best between, like I said, Hardee's or a place like Culver's or something, I definitely would go for Culver's immediately.
I did try they came out with a spicy chicken last year, but what it was is that it was a honey. chicken.
Oh, okay.
They pour the honey on the chicken. So and I found out the hard way is that when you get one of those things, you take it home and then you eat it.
Yeah.
You do
Yep.
not eat that while you're in the car. I learned that the hard way. It was good, don't get me wrong, but damn, when you're eating it, the honey is just pouring out of that sandwich all over your hand.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Checkers fries the best. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Josh. Checkers is actually a Chicago-based restaurant, but even though it's more of a Chicago base, they sell the Checkers fries just about all over the country. So you
So
don't have to be.
is it called Checkers over there
Yeah,
in
it's called
Chicago?
Checkers. Yeah, it's called
Okay,
Checkers over here. Well,
it's Rallies in Fort Wayne.
Well, I think it first started as a Chicago-based restaurant, but I think I was going to say maybe I should correct myself. I think they first made it just
Okay.
for Chicago, but then as the years have gone by, I think they've expanded to other cities, including Fort Wayne.
But yeah, I get the cheese fries at Rallies. That is the best.
Oh, I'm sure.
I am at 2% battery, so
Yeah, I don't know how we got into this conversation about food.
we need to end it.
Yeah.
Let's end this. You'll have to do the outro video because I don't want to do anything on my end.
Yeah,
Not on
that's
the
totally fine.
Yeah. So everybody out there, thank you so much. We still have 8 viewers after
we've
almost
had
4
quite
hours of the show.
We've
Yeah,
been
that's
going
awesome.
through like different topics, and between this whole time, we've had between 8 to 10 viewers watching. It's amazing
Yeah.
that they're still willing to put up with us.
Yeah, so I am at 2% battery. I am going to put it on charge, and I am going to go see if McDonald's is open. It's just right across the street from me.
Yeah, and I got to get something. I got to get something to eat too because I'm starving.
Yeah. So Jill, let's talk about Reno next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you everybody for playing along, hanging out with us tonight. That's basically what it is. It's just hanging out. We're all hanging out together. So it's like
exactly. And
we're all together in the living room.
And not to mention all of our fun chat we had with Adrienne, Jen, and Jan earlier today.
Yeah.
Earlier tonight.
Yeah. So definitely thank you to those ladies for hijacking the show since I couldn't be here.
We were able to steer it back to how it was supposed to be, though.
Yeah. Okay, I'm at 1%. Play the outro, Nick.
No, wait, we always.
Good night, everybody. And before we lose it, if it's paranormal or beyond,
we got it covered.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Take care.